Junior, what's up, brother?
What's going on, Brother John?
Man, it's so good to see you, man. Always good to have you and Manuel from the real Dominican people. I'm a Dominican wannabe, but y'all real Dominican. So
Actually, honestly, I consider myself Dominican raised, but I mean, Dominican born, United States raised, because since I was 8 years
right,
old,
right, right,
you know?
right.
But
Now I'm
it's
just
like,
teasing, man. Hey, shout out to everybody out there. Shout out. I'm gonna send a couple shout outs and then we'll get started. We got it. We're gonna have an awesome show today. We got Rico's supposed to be up. I know Manuel is coming up. It's so good to have you, brother. Uh, Always, man. And Manuel, Rico, Troy, and Nikki is supposed to be up. Everybody probably running a little late. You know Rico always come in late, so. Yeah, shout out to my baby Dominga. Hello, Dominican Route family. Welcome once again. Thanks for your support. Y'all hit that like button. Thank y'all so much for y'all support. Um, yeah, man. And we've been, let me see. Nikki. Nikki be up pretty soon. Who else we got here? I saw Pimp Boy. Let me send a couple shout outs before we get started. Carl, my boy Carl, what's going on, brother? Hello to my entire Dominican Route family. Pimp Boy. What's going on? We are on now. Sorry, I'm about 2 or 3 minutes late, y'all. Mr. Pepper, what's going on? Mr. Pepper, always good to see you in the house. Walter, what's going on, brother? What up, everybody? DMR, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. It's been raining a lot like crazy here, right, man?
yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Walk on. It's going on. It's what's going on. That soundtrack is lit. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Junior in the building. Let's see, Matt, what's going on? What's going on, Coach? How is everyone? I'm doing good. Shout out to my entire Dominican Route family. Have you talked to Darlene and the girls? No, I have not. I've been so busy with court and going on these different shows and going to the United States and finalizing this lawsuit stuff. So yeah, I haven't got a chance to, but I want to get to him. King, what's going on, brother? Always good to see you. King Chris Prime is fraud, and the team has lost this spark. What's going on, family? Prime messed over JSU. Yeah, that's a different topic. But thank you so much for being in the house, brother. Man, Junior, tell me about you. You sent me some pictures, man, about. Everything's been getting flooded lately, right?
Yeah, actually, it's where I live. It's funny because only 2 blocks from where I live get flooded. Everything else is okay. I guess it's just the drainage system here in DR. It's not that good.
It's crazy.
They open
now,
it up.
What area gets flooded the most that you hear about in the
Dominican
most
Republic? In the main city gets flooded the most. Malecón, Independencia, because the city is on a slope, so all the rain comes down and it comes down to the ocean, to the Malecón.
Gotcha.
I don't even know why they built it that way, but it's on a slope.
Gotcha. What time is it here? Somebody asked what time is it? It's 6:06, y'all. Yeah. So let's get into the topic, man. Some people, they'll be coming up pretty soon, but I want to jump right into it. Man, why are so many blacks dying? I mean, millions and millions of people come not only to the Dominican Republic, to what's that country we was just talking about? Is it Colombia?
Colombia, yeah, Medellin, Colombia.
So why do you think so many black people are dying in Colombia?
Honest opinion,
are getting robbed or something. Say it again.
Lack of, being aware of their surroundings. The women are very easily, they manipulate you, and you try to have a good time, but you also got to be careful. It's like in every country you go to. Even when a tourist comes from the Dominican Republic to the United States, of course, you're not going to go put yourself in a situation to go somewhere where you don't really know. You might get robbed. You might, things could happen. So I think,
So what type of situations you think? Let's let's go into depth. What's your type? What they doing? Like buying drugs, cocaine, weed? What?
Hey, it could be drugs, it could be alcohol, or it could just be, women, prostitution.
Setting them up.
Setting them up. They're really big in prostitution in Colombia, Brazil, those countries.
Yeah. I think a lot of times we have to understand these women, and I'm not knocking prostitutes or these people that are struggling in these countries, but they charging $50, $60, $80, $100, and they's probably saying like, man, I can get a lick from them. I can rob them, get $500, call my cousin, or drug them, and get $1,000 from them. So it's people don't think about that. They just think about, oh man, look at this beautiful woman. I'm about to get with this beautiful woman, and all that stuff just goes out the window.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens, They put I remember back then we used to call it a Mickey in your drink, and things happen.
Right. Yeah. So I'm not gonna say any names, but it's a couple people that just recently died in Colombia, and they just found someone dead here in the Dominican Republic. I don't know what's going on with that. So they found him on his balcony at his Airbnb or something like that. So So I know he was in the military, but my condolences goes out to him and his family, and I hope and it might have been natural causes. You just never know, because a lot of older people come here and they live the rest of their life here in the Dominican Republic or in these other tropical countries. So especially you can't just automatically say, oh, they were doing something bad and then it happened.
Mm-hmm. They could have had a heart attack. They could have, anything could have happened.
Yeah. Yep, they needed their medication. They didn't have their medication. It could be anything, Carl says they may look on the outside, but there is lies and deceitfulness. You're right, brother. That is so true. Shout out to Dominic Pete. I haven't heard too many blacks dying in the DR. No. Have you heard any black people dying in the Dominican Republic?
No, I can't say. I haven't heard anything. Like I said, it's if things do happen, it's escalate. It's like quiet down because they don't want tourism to be like, oh yeah, well, a lot of blacks are dying in the Dominican Republic. Let's find out why. So that's not,
Hey, where were you when they had those people about 10, 12 years ago, and they were they said something was in their drink and at the resort? And,
I was in the States when that happened.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, it was just kind of a wave of people. But the Dominican Republic and the embassy, man, they did a good job at like tracking what was going on. What was behind all of that stuff? Those people.
I think that was it was like illegal liquor or something like that.
That's what I heard too. They were putting they were like using old bottles, like the little mini bottles, and then if it had, let's say if it was a Grey Goose mini bottle, they would add their own little liquor to it and not buy the Grey Goose, and they would cap it off, and those people would drink it. And back I heard I think Melvin and Manuel told me for a while that illegal moonshine liquor was bad in the Dominican Republic. Did you hear about that?
I heard about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I heard something about that too. But they really been been really. Hey, Nikki.
Hey, y'all. Okay, Junior. Good.
Yeah, pretty good.
That color look good on you.
Oh, the yellow. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were talking about how these people been back in the day. It was about 12, 15 years ago, they were dying at these resorts. Did you hear about those people? Like it was white, black, and they were drinking at the mini bar.
Yes. Yeah. You know what's crazy? That was one of the things that before I got here, I thought about that, over a year ago. And even now, I've only gone to one resort, and the entire time I was thinking about that scenario, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
Right.
I don't understand how it happened.
Right. Yeah. But they really, I think they did a good job. They don't have that problem. But back in the day, they, like Junior was saying, they had a lot of moonshine and people were taking, just taking bottles and pretending like it was Grey Goose or whatever it is, and just capping it off like it was a real alcohol, but it wasn't. It was poison. It was poison.
Oh my God.
Like now with liquor stores, you can use your phone and scan the barcode. It'll tell you when it was made, you know, all that information. If it's,
to make sure it's legit.
Yeah, if it's bootleg, it won't tell you that information because they'll reuse the bottles. Back then, they were using the bottles to make, you know, illegal liquor.
That is
I didn't know that.
Even in a cap, also.
Me either. My God.
So you can scan that barcode, and if it doesn't come back, it's a fake. It's not real.
Fake. Yeah, especially with the cap. The cap has to be sealed. You know, it has to have a seal on it.
Man, wow. I've seen y'all seen those videos where those people in India and all those other countries, they put it'd be like Coca-Cola and it's on the floor and they're filling that and it looks like a real Coca-Cola, you know, bottle liter or whatever, and they cap it off and they seal it and it looks like it's real Coca-Cola, but I mean, and stuff is on the floor and it's all nasty. Y'all ever seen that before?
No, where's that?
I gotta find it for you. I'm gonna send it to you. But yeah, it's like India or something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyway, we're really talking about Nikki. Like, why do you think so many people are dying in overseas? Blacks, mostly blacks. And, you know, we had a white YouTuber. He died last year in the Dominican Republic. I think he might have had a heart attack or something. I forgot his name, but I'm just talking about in general. Why are so many people, you know, dying in these tropical countries?
You know what? I think it's a combination of a few different things. I think maybe sometimes people are, you know, men are kind of mixing too much stuff together. Maybe Viagra with, you know, alcohol, maybe some bad weed, maybe some bad cocaine. You know, any of these kind of things. And I think sometimes people come here and they, you know, their thought is, I'm in paradise. So I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. And, you know, this is a magic place. I don't know. Your dog is cute.
Yeah, he is. That's a girl or boy?
It's a boy.
Oh, okay, cool. That's what's up.
He's painting a bug.
Yeah, but no. Yeah, I agree with you, Nikki. I forgot about all the Viagra and Red Bull and all of that stuff, and they trying to live it up and party it up and have a good time and popping those pills, and their heart can't take it. So
yeah, and here's the thing, like I don't know any American guys that come here that I'm cool with that aren't, you know, hooking up with women. You know what I mean? Thank you, Mr. Peppers, for the compliment. These goddamn moscas. I told you, John.
Yeah, they off the chain. Yeah. When you open that window, they coming in. Yeah.
I had my door open yesterday because there was a guy doing some work here, and I don't know him, so I was leaving the door open whenever, you know, there's a stranger here. Can you guys hear somebody talking in my background?
No,
I'm gonna
can't hear
talk lower.
Yeah,
I have a gentleman caller here.
Oh, you're good. We can't hear nobody. Walter says, as a Dominican, what I dislike on YouTube is saying don't go to the DR. They're trying to kill Americans, which is false. That is so true. That pisses me off so much, especially in the Dominican Republic. Like, you know, I've been here for almost 5 years and I haven't had any issues like somebody was trying to get me or something like that. It's stupid. Now, if I'm looking for trouble and prostitutes and drugs and stuff like that, you're gonna run into something.
Yeah, of course, you're gonna find something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. I think people don't think about, you know, when they're hearing these stories, the first question needs to be, well, what were you doing? You know what I mean? Like, what did you have going on? Because
exactly.
Typically that's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I tell people all the time, it's so important when you know that you want to come here often, you have to build your community. And this is my best friend, Nashari. What about the passport bros? Hey, Nashari Boone, I'll get to you in just a second, but I did want to recognize you. But yeah, so all I was going to say, just to kind of finish up that statement, was that I feel like it's a lot of people just doing the wrong stuff and not having a good community around them. And that's why all of you guys on the Dominican route family, when y'all come here, any of you that have already been here, you know good and well, me and John, we take care of you guys. We guys hook you up with our drivers, with the restaurants that we go to, anything and everything to make you feel comfortable and make you feel safe, because we want you guys to continue to come here. You know, this is our second home, you know? But let's see, what do we have here? Gil, aka MMA Fan 3 says, and the heat compounds the issue on top of a pre-existing health condition.
That's true. That's a good point.
Is he saying like people maybe have like heat stroke or something like that, perhaps? Like out drinking, they get hot.
That's what I'm thinking. He's saying heat
stroke. Or just heart problems. You know, I myself, I've been controlling myself, but you know, we have greasy pork grinds, we have chimneys, so if you having, you have high blood pressure, stuff like that, and you start eating a lot and drinking, that could cause you to have, some issues with your health, especially if you're overweight. Food here is great, so.
That's right.
It is. Yeah, and that teach our own. We got to teach our own place right across the street. Nikki's been there, and it's pretty good. Yeah, we had to pull back from that teach our own. So
I'm gonna take you to a spot, John. It's real good.
It is. Okay, cool.
What about me? What about me, Junior? You're not gonna take me?
Are you here or are you in the States? Because
I've been here the whole time, Junior.
Because last time you was on the live, you said you was gonna go back for a little bit.
I haven't left yet.
Okay, well, we need to me and John hung out the other day.
Right.
John.
It was at the spur of the moment. It was at the spur of the moment. It was quick. Yeah, I called him. We met up and we sat down for about 30 minutes and we hung out. So yeah.
But
there you go.
You never need to take her to Chinatown then.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're going to Chinatown this weekend. Rico, what's going on, brother?
Rico, what's going on?
It's going. How's it going?
He got the nice sun behind him. I got nasty weather here.
Finally got nice here. Finally.
Awesome. Man, we've been talking about black people getting killed in overseas. We thought they had got you over there in your wife's country.
He wears his El Salvador hat.
We had a great time. Actually, believe it or not, it completely changed. I did a lot of videoing and a lot of pictures and talking about it. Because at one point it used to be, it was like the murder capital of the world.
Really?
Yeah, hell yeah. It used to be just 10 years ago. It was horrible.
Bukele's been,
man.
He's A1 in my book.
He just, it's unbelievable how he's turned that country around in 5 years. He just won re-election with like 90% of the vote. And he changed it. So he's probably going to be the president for, he's young. He's probably going to be the president for maybe this term, another 2 terms, which I'm looking forward to because I think that'll solidify the changes. Because like you said, by him locking up all the gang members, hopefully the next generation that grows up, they won't have any thought process of the gang, and you break the cycle. So, new hospitals, new roads. So, it was a wonderful time. We were there for 5 days. Wish we could have stayed longer. It was a short, quick trip. Couldn't get that much time off, but looking forward to going back next year.
Awesome.
And
I'm gonna share some of the pictures that you send me, if that's all right with you. Some of the especially the one which going down the slide. That was so funny.
But the beautiful thing is, it's opening up, to tourism. And that's the crazy thing about it. Like, 10 years ago, when I would go there and would get off at the airport, I was the only thing of color. But now, a lot of people are tapping in because of the safety aspect of it. Yeah, and like Heavenly said, right now it is one of the safest. I'll be honest with you. I if I had any idea that I didn't know who the fuck Blue Kelly was 10 years ago. If I had any idea it was going to be this safe, I would be living in El Salvador right now.
Wow.
I would be, but it was like the safety aspect of it. I was like, my wife was like, hell no, and I was like, I get it, but now it's amazing. It's still different. They have beaches, but it's a lot of like it's called Land of 1,000 Volcanoes. So it's like I call it like the whole country's like San Francisco, up, down, up, down, up, down. But it's beautiful, beautiful people.
Awesome. Hey, so Rico, why do you think so many people, blacks, are dying overseas?
I mean, I think part of it is I look at it when I think about like even if we just talking about DR, what was it, like 2019, where they were talking about all the deaths that had happened that little short period. A lot of people be going overseas fucked up already. Okay, so let's keep it a buck. People be going overseas with high blood pressure, diabetes, all kinds of shit, pre-existing health wise. Then they get to these countries and they think they're gonna party like a rock star and they're gonna ball out, and they think they done went back 20, 30 years, which as you get older, because if you look at it, most of the guys, unfortunately, I want to say it's closer to my generation than you don't hear about a whole bunch of young guys. It's that 40 and up. And a lot of it is motherfuckers just doing what they ain't got no business doing and doing too much. The same way
somebody said Viagra too. We forgot about Viagra and popping over because you get Viagra
too. I said that.
Nikki. Oh, I'm sorry, Nikki. Yeah, Nikki
said even into Viagra, you got a lot of these old cats going overseas messing with them street pharmaceuticals.
Yep. That's all too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like it is.
I mentioned earlier, like basically what you're saying is very similar to what I was saying, that they're like, oh, I'm in paradise now, right? Like it's almost like they feel like I'm invincible. I can just do anything and everything. It's kind of like the that complex that what's the guy Epstein? You know what I mean? Like because I can just do it and I think I can get away with everything, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Oh, someone wants to marry me?
Someone wants to marry you, Nikki. They're proposing right now.
And here's the problem is we already know, John, you should know, I know that in the black community, especially black men, we have high rates of heart disease, the type of cancer in your colon cancer,
right.
And we don't go to the doctor a lot. So again, like I said, we have a slew of pre-existing health conditions, and then you get to a playground and you just ignore it and think you're gonna drink and party this shit away. You just are speeding up your demise. So I think part of it is unfortunately, everybody's a victim. So I'm not looking at them. If you're a victim of a robbery, a homicide, a scoping, okay, that's one thing. But I'm like, a lot of these motherfuckers are just being reckless.
Reckless.
With their eating habits, drinking habits, drug use habits, sexual habits.
Well, a majority of it starts with the sexual, right? The sexual pops off everything. The sex, okay, well, I want to take the Viagra because of the sex. The sex, I want to get drunk before I have the sex, right? The sex, I'm going to go meet a hot woman, hang out with her, and go eat some food with her. Like, it is completely sex driven. I mean,
it all goes to sex. It all goes to sex. You're right, Nick. I didn't even think about it like that.
Absolutely. I mean, now that he's saying it like that, I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm like, well, the common denominator is sex, and more sex. So, gotta be careful.
Yeah, that's true. What do you think about that, Junior?
I believe it's the same. It's like I'm saying that we have fake Viagra here. People think it's real and it's not. It's something that speeds up your heart. Your heart rate goes up, and then you catch a heart attack. You know, that's what's so easy here, and that's one thing here that I, ever since I came back, I found it. It amazes me that you could go to places and get medication without a prescription.
I do it all the time.
Like my insulin, I take insulin. I used to get a prescription from my doctor. Come here, like I can get it anywhere without a prescription. I'm like, are you serious? Like,
it's crazy. Yeah.
And listen, I know that we have female subscribers. Side note, you can get your birth control here with no subscription.
That's right.
So I'm gonna actually get like 10 packs so that I'm good for the next 10 months because
in the United States, you don't even have to go to the doctor, huh, Nikki?
There you have it.
But you like say they do all these things, and they're not doing anything. Like they're not eating right, they're not drinking enough water, they're not exercising, and then on top of it, you increase your, when they go there, I guarantee you they increase their alcohol intake.
Yeah.
Oh, undoubtedly
higher than, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I drink more when I'm over there. I know them, you know what I'm saying?
I drink every day.
Yeah, but like I said, and it's not like you're balancing it with positive. So if you're doing all that stuff and you know you're aging, because they tell us, hey, as you age, you need to exercise more, you need to eat better, you need to drink more water, more fruit, all these things. You throwing that out the wind, and sunrise to sunset, you pouring it back, and you trying to chase some little young split tail. Motherfucker, I'm surprised more ain't dropping.
What's a young split tail, Rico?
That's a new one.
Yeah, well, put it like this.
That's some old school stuff.
It is. A whippersnapper.
It's like, you tell them, and it's like they don't, when they're on that high, they don't feel it. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, you're not gonna feel it until your ass keel over.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I would say this is that they don't have friends that are telling them to slow down like they should. So you're in a space where people are you're competing. I'm an old fool competing with another old fool that's competing with another old fool. So now you got 3 old fucking fools. Nobody with any sense.
Hey, 3 blind mice.
Exactly. I think that is so accurate. I have met so many guys, and it doesn't matter the age. They come here quite lost. And then they don't, some of them speak some of the language, some of them don't. So again, it's that whole idea of paradise, being here and just, hey, whatever goes. And it's just like, okay, crazy things are happening because you don't understand what's being said or what's happening right in front of you. You're too busy trying to get to the unknown and the craziness of it all.
Let me get to some of these comments real quick. Rob says not just the older guys popping pills, the young guys are taking it to prove a point to pay off for playgirls, plus drinking too much alcohol.
That's right. I didn't even know that younger guys were taking Viagra until like about a year or 2 ago, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
They're doing it here in the States, which is weird.
That's what I'm saying. There too. Yes.
That blew me away because I was like, well, goddamn, I'm almost 60. I understand needing assist, but I'm like, how the fuck y'all 30?
Right.
This is crazy.
I think I was 40. Now, Junior probably knows the name of this. I'm gonna tell on myself a little bit. When I first got here, it's a liquid Viagra here, and I took half of it. My heart was beating.
Yeah.
I had a headache, and it worked, but it was like, I never take that stuff again. And I took half of it. It was like those 5-hour energies, those like.
Yeah, I stay away from that shit. Energy drinks.
It came from the grocery store. It came from the pharmacy, and what's the name of that liquid Viagra stuff?
But see, John, you got to know what you're putting in your body, because even like they talk about those monster drinks, 5-hour energy. It's loaded up with concentrated caffeine,
right?
And that shit is killing people too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very scared about what I put in my body. I'm not no health nut. I put plenty of alcohol in me, right?
Right.
But I know the effects of that. So, for example, like when I do go to the gym, right? And I used to do pre-workout. I don't even like the way pre-workout makes me feel. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
supposed to amp you up so you can have a good workout. But it, so my fear is, and again, this is just me. Y'all do whatever the fuck you want. I'll do post-workout,
Right.
but I go to GNC, I'll do the post-workout stuff like that. But the pre-workout, I worry about it because, like you said, if anything that gives me a rapid heartbeat or a feeling of anxiety, I'm not fucking with it. Plus, I'm afraid of I have a strong fear of addiction because I've had family members who dealt with addiction issues. So even when I'm on pain meds, I suffer through the pain until it's unbearable before I take the medication because I'm definitely afraid of being hooked on OxyContin or Percocets and anything. Because to me, I've seen too many people that end up being a gateway to them ending up on street narcotics.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
no,
When I was going through my major surgeries, man, that oxycodone and that Percocet, man,
yeah,
I was starting to get hooked to it.
yeah. I'm like, I'd rather lose a leg than get hooked on that shit because it's like,
Mhm.
you get hooked on it. It's almost impossible to get off, and then you out there, and I won't do it.
Yeah, Tony says, "What's crazy, family? I live here in the Dominican Republic, and because I don't do the sex, liquid, and smoke, it's definitely meeting crazy who just really want to enjoy the natural nature of this country. Yeah, that's what it's all about. And
Yeah.
Rico and I talk about it. Nikki talks about it. Junior's going to be taking me somewhere Sunday to Chinatown. So just enjoying." Helping the kids out at the orphanage, things like that. Not partying, and trying to see how many sexy women you can get all the time.
Yeah. But, so between that and then now, like on the other side of the ledger, because I was thinking about, so like I said, you do get, I do think a big chunk of it is guys being irresponsible that unfortunately they meet an untimely demise. I know you talked about the situation of the guy that was found on his balcony. And so when you hear all these cases and like, okay, you don't see any evidence of trauma, I'm like, okay, somebody was overindulging in something, and between being in bad health, overindulging in something, and I feel bad for it, but I was like, we all got to be responsible for ourselves. But
Right.
then again, there is still also, if you take it outside of the DR, the situation that's going on in Colombia. That again comes down to a responsibility issue. Because again, I don't know how many times they tell motherfuckers to stay off them dating apps, but they keep going on them. So again, to me, I'm like, shit, that's no different than you sitting there popping 40 Viagra pills.
Right.
Because you on fucking Tinder and then they scoping your ass. I don't get it.
And then you meeting up in their area, in their location, and they got cousins and friends.
I don't give a damn if I met in the president's house. They tell you to stay off. And I argued with somebody the other day. I'm like, ain't nobody on those apps but working girls, period. So stop telling people that they do not. No, they on those apps. No, they do not. I'm not saying in the country. I'm saying those apps are used for work.
So you sitting here telling me all those apps ain't no good women on those apps?
Tinder, Badoo, Bumble, that's what those apps are used for. And hell, it's getting halfway that way in the States. It's getting half that way in the States. It just is. So, but what it is motherfuckers too lazy to go out and talk to somebody at the grocery store.
Right.
They too lazy. So it's a shortcut.
Here's what I propose. You guys let me know what you think about this.
Mm-hmm.
How about next year we create a huge cabana and we have security there. We kind of
Hell
do
no. Stop right there. No.
let me finish.
Okay.
And we do a bunny, what is it? Bunny ranch style. That way everyone's safe, everyone gets their money. You know, what's the big deal?
It's gonna be some problems. I think it's gonna be some
Your
problems.
ass going to jail. That's what.
Yeah, there'll definitely be some problems.
Your ass going to jail. That's what it is. And I will not be in there with you.
Do you guys hear the music in the background?
Huh?
Just a little bit. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay.
I
need to blast his music.
Yeah,
they got that.
I have the
note. Man, you know, let me. Oh yeah. Let me tell you guys this, Nikki. I hear you, but you messing with fire and something. But Cabana, that's why they have all these cabanas here. Let these cabana people do their thing and just let it be. Yeah, so it's crazy.
When they roll up, I'm snitching on everybody. Ain't no way in hell.
Oh God.
That is jail.
I went to Puerto Plata yesterday, and I got
so brother, you look good.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we
was
went
up there with all them church girls.
Sosua. We went to Sosua.
You was up there with all them church girls.
Yeah.
Hey, I had Dominga. Dominga saw me looking a couple times. She plugged me across my head one time.
You was up there reading scripture.
Hey, man, it's crazy, man. Sosua. I've never been to Sosua, but yeah, on that front strip, there's so many women just trying to find men and
going church. They all going church.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, Junior, you ever been to Sosua before, brother?
No, I've been wanting to go.
Oh.
I've been wanting to go.
Me and Troy going. I gotta check it off my list, but I already know.
It's on my bucket list.
Yeah, I just want to check it off, but
yeah, me too.
And I got some friends up there too, believe it or not.
Yeah,
they would
tell you, as a female, I feel so weird when I'm there. I've only been like once or twice, and it feels weird for me because I feel like the women are looking at me like, "Oh, are you trying to take our money?"
Yeah, like you're in competition.
And then the men are looking at me like, "What's up?" And I'm like, hey, no.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what it is.
It's a beautiful place. I really liked it, and I do want to go back again. But I think maybe in the daytime, because
the word on the street is it's about to get gentrified. It's about to change.
Wow!
Oh, hell yeah! That money. That's a beautiful beach.
It is.
The beach is beautiful.
Yeah.
There's also that the resorts are cheaper on that side of the island than they are in Punta Cana.
But it's going to change because people with money want to invest in there. So that means you motherfuckers got to go. Y'all got to go. They're not leaving prime oceanfront property for y'all to be up there, at some point, and that's, gentrification comes everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've seen it. Shit, Harlem is 90% white. Okay, so if they can gentrify fucking Harlem, come on, knock it off. It's money. So,
yeah, that's true, man. I just, I believe. Oh, let me read some of these comments. Santana says, just because Coach is in a relationship, that don't mean that he can't look at other beautiful women. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Excuse me.
Dominga still can plug me in my head.
And it's beautiful women in Santo Domingo. You don't need to be looking at the ones up there.
I believe it's just out of respect. If I'm with my wife, I'm not gonna be. It's out of respect.
Well, my thing is this.
That's what I was going to say. All men look like. Let's stop the cap. Stop the cap.
But my thing is, my wife might.
Look, but not,
Rico acting like he don't look. He be looking.
No. This is what I'm saying is, my wife might be more understanding of me looking at beautiful women that are not hoes.
Oh,
these women are hoes. I'm sorry. There's I mean, y'all can play with it if you want to, but that's specifically, they don't even, come on, most Dominican women don't even want you up there. Because it's known for what it's known for.
I mean, absolutely. I definitely at one point thought that it was going to be a fight. Because I'm like, as long as you don't touch me. I mean, I have had somebody say to me,
Right.
So you gonna handle both of them? And I was like, these are my
But
two friends.
I'm saying it's different looking at somebody in Santo Domingo that may not be, as opposed to looking at somebody in Sosua where it's like, okay, there's a 99.9% chance that that's what this is in Sosua. But in
It
Santo
depends
Domingo, I couldn't say that.
Well, it depends on where you are, because at Boca Chica at night on the
Yeah,
strip in Martha,
sure. But
it's the
I'm saying
same
that's
thing.
the Santo Domingo. If you're up there in Sosua, they come from all over the island. It's just it is what it is. And these dudes won't shut up about it. So it's like,
Well,
how you gonna go up there and not catch hell?
yeah, I'll be
Because they
back,
won't
you
shut up
guys.
about it.
I'll be
I'm
back.
gonna send a shout out to Flip Flop. Flip Flop wasn't there, but his wings, they treat you really nice there. Yeah, Junior, that music getting a little loud now, brother. That want to let you know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go inside. Give me a second, okay?
Go ahead.
It's bothering me
Put it on,
too.
You see, Carl. Carl
put
agreed,
it on
like you
mute.
said.
Yeah.
Carl fiance says no. It's like
My fiance says no, right.
like I said,
Yeah.
and I've never been, but YouTube is saturated with so much information about it. I'm like, you have to be in complete denial about it. And I'm like, come on, man. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I ain't about to gaslight my fucking wife.
Right.
You
You
know,
had to
and she
come
be
to the
looking at
AC
me,
anyway.
yeah. She be looking at me like I'm Boo Boo the Fool. Like, nigga, are you serious? I'm like, I'm not even about to do it.
Yeah.
Say
Hey,
Boo Boo the Fool.
Domingo ain't gonna let me go to Sosua by myself.
Most people won't. You know, they just don't. You know, it's just it's unfortunate that it has the reputation that it's got. I wish it didn't, but you know, people have. You know, the mongers have just. You know, they if they hadn't put every goddamn thing on the internet, the reputation wouldn't be so bad because it's been going on for a long time.
What's the comedian name that just said something about it? I go to Sosua all the time on my private jet.
Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan, right? Yeah, and that's the sad part about it is, unfortunately, there are some honest, hardworking people up there, but unfortunately, they'll never shake the reputation that's been put on the town because the guy it just literally just comes from guys wouldn't stop putting shit on the internet because people was doing it, but if it wasn't on the internet, the world wouldn't know, but the whole world knows. That's the same thing with Medellin. That's the same thing. That's why in Colombia, you know, they don't understand how, you know, how they tarnish the reputation of a place, and then when they get pushback from the government, they crying and shit.
Rico, it seems like every month you hear about somebody getting killed or clipped or knocked out, getting robbed in Colombia all the time.
Yeah, because motherfuckers keep going over there, getting on Tinder, looking at them beautiful women, and they scope their ass and they deleting them. I mean, because they won't listen. So it's not going to end. It's not going to end. I mean, at some point, you know, you can't save the dumb from themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They true. Just, I mean, they thinking with their dick, and it's ridiculous.
Right.
So, you know.
Yeah. Why you don't think you think people are getting clipped here in the Dominican Republic?
Not by working girls. No.
So what's the difference? Why is it so bad in Colombia compared to here?
Because them motherfuckers will clip your ass. They want it all. They, you know, maybe if you deal, say for, and it's kind of weird because, for example, it seems like only in Colombia specifically where it's this, and put like this, we start with the fact that they have access to that drug. That drug is grown in Colombia, scopolamine. Mm-hmm. So, and that's a drug that's like a truth serum or some shit that just like so incapacitates you. So that's the thing. You know, you don't. I mean, I couldn't say if they had scopolamine in the DR or scopolamine in Brazil, all these other countries, that they wouldn't be using it. They don't have it. So since they don't have it, they're not using it. That's a good thing. So I'm just going to assume we can call it morally. I don't know. But in Colombia, because they have access to it, the intention is, okay, I can drug you and I can drain your ass for everything.
Right.
And never have to see you again. So instead of you giving me $100 or $125, I can get your ass for $1,500. Every lick could be 5,000. They got the guy, the channel I think called Obiland, with a girl got to him, and a lot of them are run by criminal gangs. So they, the cartels run a lot of the working girls in Colombia. It's not to say that there are not some sort of gang involvement in the DR with some of the working girls. I'm pretty sure there is, because women are being trafficked in the DR. Some of the pros are being trafficked, and if they're being trafficked by some sort of criminal gang, but they're just not set up that same way. And I think that even if they started to, the government, being so close to the U.S., they would crack down. And the DR is a huge tourism country that Colombia doesn't compare. If Colombia could compare, I think they would do more. But since it's small, they don't give a fuck about the few that go over there and get. They don't care. I mean, and I'm not mad at them. I'm not fucking saving you from being stupid.
Yeah, they figure you looked for it, so it happened because you looked for it.
Yeah. Yeah, and he literally had said, I don't, and because for just as many sex tourists that they have drug tourists too. People who come down there because it's Colombia. They got the best cocaine in the world. If I was a cokehead, I would be in Colombia. They got the best shit. Why would I be somewhere else? But
I'm gonna get to some of these comments. Patrick said, I want to know, Coach. Seriously, question: when Dominicans hear you speak English, what do they first reaction? Greet, thank you, Dominican, from you speaking. Man, a lot of times they don't even know I'm Dominican until I open my mouth or whatever. And I think some people do. It just depends, because my tattoo, a lot of Dominicans don't have a whole bunch of tattoos. But Junior has tattoos, but when you have a lot of tattoos, you can't get any jobs here in the Dominican Republic. So off the bat, they realize he must be from a different country because he got tattoos.
Yeah, some them pros got tattoos.
What you mean? What you talking about?
In the DR, them pros got tattoos.
When you say pros, what you mean?
Almost all them working girls got tattoos.
But wait till he asked me a question about me, Rico. I'm not
No, I thought he asked. You said a lot of Dominicans don't have tattoos. I'm like, no, there are certain segments of society that those motherfuckers have tattoos.
Right.
Dominicans normally.
Oh yeah.
Even the guys if you on the wrong side of the line, you got fucking tattoos.
But back in the day, and we can ask Manuel and Junior. Back in the day, tattoos was not. People didn't have tattoos in the Dominican Republic back in the day.
No,
in the U.S. they didn't have a lot.
You would go to jail for that.
Really? What's up, brother Manuel? How you doing?
Hey, Manuel.
Hey, how you doing, Rico?
Hey, sir.
My brother Junior, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, it's more generational, John, because even in the U.S., if you went back a few decades ago, you didn't have, like now, every motherfucker got a tattoo. But if you went back a couple of decades, even in the U.S., it was mostly bikers. It was certain people that had tattoos. But now,
everybody got tattoos.
Everybody got them now.
Lawyers, judges.
Yeah, everybody.
But not in the Dominican Republic, right?
Oh,
right?
No. Oh. But still, certain segments do.
Yeah. Gotcha. But if I wanted to be a police officer and I was Dominican, can I get a job?
I don't think a tattoo. Would a tattoo stop?
Tell Manuel. Ask Manuel. You can't.
Okay. No, what about the military?
No, not even.
Nah.
What if you already?
Yeah, you're gonna get the tattoo after you join. Okay. With the time you will get it, but before you join, you're not able to. They are not going to accept you in the academy with tattoos.
But there are people who are police officers and in the military that have tattoos.
Yeah, they got it after they joined the army or the police. Yeah.
Okay, so they
And a
just
lot of
don't
them
let
are
you.
not visible. Also, they get it where they, the public can't see.
No, you are not. As a police officer, you're not gonna get a tattoo on your neck right here. No,
Right.
that's
That's a
Yeah.
no-no.
So, hey, what do you think about why are these people dying in these other countries, Manuel? What's your opinion? These
I
blacks.
was not. I was not aware of it. I know that because you told me. I was not aware of it. You told me about this guy in Sosua that he passed. But do you know why?
No, we
Do
don't
you
know
have any
why.
information?
I don't want to speculate anything, but mainly it's Colombia. A lot of blacks are dying. But so yeah, we don't hear about a whole bunch of blacks dying, or just expats in general in the Dominican Republic. But
Well,
it's a lot.
if it happens in the DR, I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier. A lot of these guys are dying because they have bad health in the first place, and they're overdoing it. So it's not like any type of homicide or any type of trauma. It's like motherfuckers old, my age, drinking too much, using party drugs, using medical shit that they shouldn't be doing. So I'm like, if I end up dead and stinking, in my house in the DR, it ain't nothing the DR did. It's me and my irresponsible behavior. So I do think, like you said, the guy you sent, the former Air Force guy, they found on the balcony, and then there was a guy I want to say last year they found on the beach, Manuel, up there. The guy they found on the beach laid out dead, another expat or American, whatever. And I was like, these guys are doing too much alcohol, too much drugs, and these motherfuckers is just ODing because there's no trauma, and they're all tend to be 40ish and up, so they too damn old to be doing it, but you
Right,
can't tell them
Manuel. I
nothing.
don't. Manuel Junior. Well, Junior knows, but Manuel, I don't know if you knew this. We have to get our prescriptions like Viagra, the liquid Viagra. All those big prescriptions. We have to get them through doctors here. We can just grab them here in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, you just gotta go to the grocery store and you can buy a blue pill with no prescription at all, and that's gonna cost you 100 pesos, which is $2. So, so that's not a thing here. I just wanted to add something to what Rico is saying. I don't think it has to be with homicides. Why I don't think so? Here's why. Example: the Dominican Republic depends on tourists. Tourism is our first source of income. So the government is very jealous when it comes to tourists. So they protect tourism a lot, and it also applies to Colombia. Colombia now is really really high when it comes to people from other countries coming into Colombia. So uh, tourist is like gold in these places. So I don't think there's Colombians killing black people just because. What I think is this culture of dating outside the United States, it attracts like I mean Americans think they can go to those places, just party and live like the wild life, because they're probably not able to do it in the States because it's a lot cheaper to do it in the Dominican Republic. So you have a lot of women, you have access to girls, you have access to drugs with no kind of consequences. It's a lot cheaper, and I think these people are abusing of these privileges that you have in Dominican Republic and Colombia. And at the end of the day, you're just dying because you're doing heavy drugs, especially in Colombia. You're gonna get like almost pure cocaine there that you don't have in the United States.
That's what Rico was
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. Okay, Rico, we're saying that. Okay, I agree. I mean, I don't think you have in the U.S. the quality of cocaine that you have in Colombia. So you start snoring that product that you are not used to, plus drinking, plus
How you,
you're
how do you
sleeping with
know?
one or two.
How
Uh huh.
do you know? How do you know, Manuel? Is it different the cocaine in Dominican
I
compared to the?
Well, I've never been in the U.S. I've never been in the U.S., but I've seen cocaine in the Dominican Republic. I was
Gotcha.
born and raised among dealers, people. Most of my friends, the ones that we went to school together, a lot of them are selling cocaine now. and
Wow.
I know because I've experienced different products. So I know drugs. I know all kinds.
Right.
Well, not all kinds of drugs. I know the drugs that Dominicans have access to. I know
Right.
marijuana. I know cocaine. I know crack. But I've never seen fentanyl in my life.
Right.
I don't know how it looks like. I've never seen heroin.
Is there
About
fentanyl?
I've never
Is
seen
there
meth.
fentanyl here?
Okay.
Is there fentanyl here?
No,
They
I think
say
that's
there is,
probably
but I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody, and none of my friends that they sell drugs, they're selling fentanyl. But
Yes.
there is people that say that it is already in the country, but I don't know. I don't know.
It's
So
just
here
really
you're gonna
terrible.
find
Go ahead.
you're gonna find cocaine very easy. Probably our quality is a lot better than yours in the U.S. Maybe I don't know. But I'm sure I know for a fact that the cocaine that a regular person gets in Colombia, because we have a friend in common, Melvin, right? Your friend
Right.
is my friend also. He goes to
Right.
Colombia now like once a month, and he says like, man, life in Colombia for tourists is wild. I mean, you can get anything. So imagine let's say Rico, he goes to Colombia on vacation with $3,000 in his pocket, cash. He goes to Colombia with 3K US dollars cash, and you can get a girl for 20 or 25, a beautiful Colombian
Mhm.
one. Plus, you can get a couple of grams, maybe with $100, and that's party. And when you overdo that, man, you are going to die.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
that's it.
that's $150. That's what people in the United States, they spend $150
And
every
here's the
day.
thing, Manuel. Like you said, you've been saying exactly what I'm saying, and it's like, and then these guys go over there for a week, and they do that shit every day. Every day. So they're not even giving their body an opportunity. So they
to
go out on a
recover.
bender, and you like, okay, take the next day off. Nope, the next day they get a different girl, more cocaine, more alcohol, more than every day. And I'm like, that. So if they don't overdose, and then you may get like, okay, one of the scope queens is like, okay, he walking around, they walking around all fucked up and high all the time, and they watching you. They watching you. So then they be like, okay, well, I might well scope his ass and get what's left before he put it all up his nose. And then that's that.
Right. Yeah. See, he says, Sita says white guys are dying in Colombia also.
They
Yeah,
are.
I mean but in the YouTube, and I believe it, but in the YouTube world, we see in the YouTube world they have all these YouTubers. You know some of them, Rico.
I see both.
Another black. You see both of them?
I see both. I see equal
I
numbers of both.
would if someone.
Really? I didn't know that. I only
Yeah.
just see mostly blacks dying, but so Sita says it's white guys dying there too.
Yeah, white, Asian too. They getting them too. They getting any, but they don't give a damn what you look like. They want your money.
Right. What's
They
going
want
on,
your
Egypt?
money.
What about in that other country? What's that? Thailand. What about is that bad there?
Yeah, but they're not drugging you. They stealing your fucking property. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying? Thailand and the Philippines, they're getting you to buy real estate, and then they taking it from you. Because you can't, as a foreigner, you can't own real estate.
Gotcha.
So that's the racket they run is, oh, baby, I love you. Just build us a house, this, that, whatever. And you build a house and she got a boyfriend or a husband or some shit like that. And then when you find out, and guys been over there committing suicide because they realize
Right.
she just
I hear
run
that
them.
a lot. I don't know if you guys knew that, Junior and Manuel, but Rico's right. These people in Thailand are like, I'm broke. I spent all my money. I gotta go and live in a van. I gotta go reset. A girl got me out of all my money and my savings account and all of that stuff. That happens a lot in Thailand.
Philippines too, and they get, and once they get run of everything, you know, I've been trying to warn them, but I was like, these motherfuckers won't listen. Fuck them. Fuck them. They just won't listen.
Right. Heavenly says, did anybody notice you don't see people sleeping in the street in DR? I do. I see people sleeping in the street in DR. Also,
yes, you do.
Yeah. With all the drugs. Yeah, I see them, but like certain areas, like in San Cristobal, Manuel, no, where I'm talking about. They have a little cut in the corner by the baseball field where it's really heavily drug. It's a drug area. You know where I'm talking about, Manuel, in San Cristobal?
Yeah. I know.
Right
Yeah.
next to that big baseball field. Like, what's that area called where all the prostitutes and drugs are right there?
Yeah. It's called Los Cabareses. It used to be
Okay.
a prostitute. Yeah. It used to be like clubs and prostitution center there. It's not like that now, but it used to be like a big thing couple of years ago in San Cristobal. It's not that active now, but you have people living there. You have a couple of bars, but it's not as it used to be. But I think what the person that wrote the comment, what she meant is, but it's not like in the U.S. We don't have as many homeless like you have in the U.S. Why? Because the government, if you're poor, the government is not going to give you anything. It's not, you have to hustle, you have to work. So I don't think, even though you have people here sleeping on the sidewalk, but it's not as much as you see it in the United States, because you know that if you're poor or you're a drug addict, you know that the government is not going to give you shelter. It's not going to give you snaps. Is that how you call the benefit? Snaps?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's not going to give you coupons. It's not going to give you nothing. So Junior knows, because we both are Dominicans, and he knows that if you have drug addicts here, that they work, they do whatever, they wash cars, they are at the clubs outside, parking your car, whatever, to get some money. Yeah. So they do work. They do something. Yeah.
Right. I want to say this. Our homeless people, I saw a poll on this. They have bank accounts. Y'all homeless people don't have bank accounts and debit cards and
Nope.
get a monthly check every single month. That's the difference.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They wish.
But John, that doesn't mean that they're getting a check from the government, because you got homeless people that are veterans.
Right.
So they still, you know what I'm saying? You got homeless people.
I'm not talking bad about them, but I'm just
No, but I'm saying that what I'm saying is that's not unusual to me, that they just don't, a lot of homeless people are homeless, but they still have access to bank accounts and things like that. But I do know 100%, like Manuel said, we have an unbelievable homeless population compared to what they have in the DR, or even Colombia and Brazil, the same thing. Those countries, they don't have any social safety network. So, like I said, it's the same thing in Colombia and Brazil. It's like the government ain't giving them shit. Mm-hmm. So either you're gonna work, you're gonna trick, you're gonna scope, rob, whatever, but you gonna get it, or your ass don't eat. That's it.
Right.
You know what? You correct me if I'm wrong. In the U.S., you have homeless people of all kinds. I mean, not just drug addicts. You have just homeless people. They don't have to be a drug addict. I mean, they're just homeless just because. Mm-hmm. But in the Dominican Republic, the majority of homeless that you see, they have drug addictions.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You don't feel like, yeah.
I would say this. I wouldn't say they're homeless. I would say the largest percentage. Now, the drug addicted is a large percentage of our homeless population. But then I would say the largest percentage of the homeless population in the U.S., and I would say it probably goes for most countries, are people suffering from mental illness, meaning they have some sort of mental health problem. Because ain't no damn way nobody in their right sense want to be homeless. You know what I'm saying? Something got to be wrong with your ass.
Here too, Rico, because a couple of years back, the government closed down the psychiatric hospitals, and they let all the mental illness people out.
Kicked them out. They kicked them out on the street.
Yep. Kicked them out, and they closed the doors. So a lot of them out on the street, looking for food and washing windows in the cars and stuff just to survive.
And then you also have another population of, say, like in the U.S., of young teens who possibly, and you may know this exists also in the DR, Manuel, where the family kicked them out. 16, 17 years old, heaven forbid they be in the LGBT community. Get the fuck out. Now, you know, that person that starts a cycle of homelessness. So, you know, I would sit there and say that, you know, the differences, there's a lot of differences, but then a lot of similarities too. We just have a much bigger population of the homeless compared to those, but it be based on some of the same reasons, parents kicking them out, you know what I'm saying, because of their orientation, foster care, kids that come out of foster care. You guys I don't even think you guys have like a foster care system, do you?
No, we don't.
Yeah, so like in America, they go foster care and they age out, and once they age out, you out.
Well, we okay, we don't have a system as effective as yours, but we have something called Konani, which that's only for under 18 kids. The government has a department. It's called Konani. If you're a kid and you don't have a father, and they get to know about that information, they have a place where they put you there. Now, most of these teens, they escape from this place and they go back to the streets in the Dominican Republic. We do have a department for that from the government, but it doesn't work as effective as it should. Also, I wanted to say that among all the homeless that you see in the Dominican Republic, an important percentage of those are Haitians. You will see a lot of homeless Haitians, especially like mothers with kids that they don't have a place to stay. And we have um, like neighborhoods close to the river. I don't know if you've seen that when you go to the airport. You might see like right next to the river, big communities, and these people are extremely poor. And those are the people that you see trying to wash your window at the in the streets. So these people are not exactly homeless. They just live in extreme poverty. You might see them walking around the city asking for money or trying to wash your windshield, and they live there. We have like extreme, very extreme poverty neighborhoods here.
So let me ask you this. So like the kids that John worked with at the orphanage, right? They only
Uh-huh.
keep them there to like 18, right?
Yeah, we have well, can I answer this,
Yeah, go
Rico?
ahead.
Okay. So we was at the orphanage day before yesterday, and one it's a kid, he's about to graduate. He's 17 years old, and he said he wants to be a repair guy at a mechanic shop. So yeah, he'll be leaving, and he
Right.
can stay there if he wants to.
See, and that was my question, was because my thing was, so what happens to those kids when they age out? You know what I'm saying?
We
You
have
know, at
two guys,
18,
and see,
then if they
I'm gonna let Manuel answer that, but it's two guys that work there. They grew up there since they were 7, 8 years old, and they have a job at the orphanage. But
but
Manuel, what usually
okay, but
happens?
my question is this: is that can't be the norm, because like right now that orphanage got 40 kids, right?
Right,
Roughly.
right,
All
40 kids.
40 of them can't stay there.
Well, that's great. I'm gonna interview out. That's a great idea. I'll interview the lady and ask what happens to the kids once
Right.
they get away.
That's what I'm like, because I'm like, they don't have homes. They
Well, let's ask Manuel and Junior what usually happens when they get older.
Well, and I don't know what happens in the orphanage that you're talking about because that orphanage is not sponsored by the government. Am I right? It's like a private one, correct?
They do
So
get they say they get a couple dollars from the government, but it's not like completely
yeah.
sponsored by the
So,
government. You're right.
but
You're
the
right.
ones that belong to the government, which is called Konani, once you get 18, they're gonna get you your ID, they're gonna get you a job, and you're out. That's how it works.
Gotcha.
So you have to find your own housing, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they will give you the Konani. They have like education centers. You're gonna learn a technical job. Um, I know because I know people that work there. They're gonna teach you stuff. It's not like they're gonna just kick you out.
Okay.
Gotcha.
You're gonna learn how to repair. Yeah.
Right, but I'm saying that's like the U.S. foster care system, John. And you was a foster parent though, so still, nonetheless, once the kid turns 18, it's bye-bye.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? As far as housing and food.
Well, in the United States, well, and that's up to my adopted son. It's up to him, but
Right, but I'm not talking about you choosing to keep him. I'm saying at any kid that you were being assisted with after they turn 18, that assistance is cut off.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
so
I
if
mean,
you no longer
immediately,
say,
yeah.
"Hey, look, the check stop, you got to go," then that kid got to get his stuff. And that's all. I'm just talking about the system. I'm not talking about good people that'll tell the
That's a
kids you
question.
ain't got to
So,
go.
we're gonna jump back on the topic real
Yeah.
quick, but because if somebody adopts a kid here, I mean, you get paid in the United States. It ain't a whole bunch of money, but do you get paid for adopting a child here, Junior?
Let me laugh.
Honestly, honestly, John, I don't know. I've never known anyone to adopt.
I wasn't trying to make y'all laugh. Go ahead.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I don't think so.
No, man. I know people that have adopted kids. The government is not going to give you anything. They're going to say like, "Oh, thank you for adopting this
Thank
kid.
you for
Thank you."
giving that kid, a home. That's what's gonna
I
be.
didn't even know that you get paid in the U.S. if you are if you adopt someone.
No,
That's
you
good.
don't get paid if you adopt. You get paid if
foster
you
parent.
foster. If you
No,
adopt,
you get paid.
you don't get paid.
Rico's
Oh,
wrong.
okay.
I was a foster parent and I adopted.
Did they pay you for adopting?
You get paid for adoption also. So yeah, I taught
Oh.
you something today.
No, okay. Well, maybe. Okay. I'm gonna back up.
I adopted a child, and I got a check until he turned 18 years old. How you gonna sit there and tell me that?
I'm going to back up because maybe.
Can
I know
apologize?
also.
Can you
Let
apologize?
me finish.
I'm sorry.
No, because the reason why I'm saying I'm going to qualify is I have an adopted brother. And my mother wasn't paid. She was paid when she fostered. When she adopted, she stopped getting paid.
Well, I'll say this: in Texas,
that's what I said. It may be by state.
It could vary by state.
Right.
That's why I backed up.
So I'll tell you guys this: in Texas, I fostered because my parents fostered, and I love kids. I'm gonna shut up, Rico. Let me talk.
I'm
please.
talking adoption. Stop talking foster. I know you get paid for foster.
I'm gonna talk about both of them real quick.
Okay.
Stupid. Okay, so I fostered for about 8-9 years, and Texas is the highest paid place that pays for foster children in the world. So if the kid has HIV, I'm starting at HIV and very serious health issues, you get about $1,200 a month per child. But a regular child that doesn't have any mental issues or anything like that, you get about $850, $900 a month. It might have went up, I don't know. But so I always had about 3 or 4 foster kids in the house. Of course, I was working. I love just working with kids, but I had 2 other jobs, and all my foster kids went to the school that I worked at, so it was real easy. But yeah, every kid I got about $1,000. So if I had 3 kids in the house, I got $3,000. So now, when I decided to adopt, I'm getting where Rico is now. They dropped it down to about $500. So I went from $1,000 for fostering my son, and then once I adopted it, got the paperwork official, they dropped it down to about $500. So that's Texas. I don't know about any other place, but I'm just telling you what happened in Texas. And if he wants to go to school, if he wants to go to college in Texas, they give him a free 4-year scholarship in Texas as long as he gets his grades out, and they pay for it.
Okay, they don't do that everywhere. That's why I said I had to back up, because I know it's state by state. I had to back up because I can tell you they didn't for my mom, for my adopted brother, but she became legal. You know, when you adopt, you legally become their parent. So they figure like, shit, I ain't paying you for your regular kids. Why the fuck I'm gonna pay you for this one?
Right.
Because that's what adoption is supposed to be, is you're legally making that adopted child the same as your biological children. No
That's
different.
right. Yeah, but Texas is different. So
that's good then.
Yeah, so yeah, the price goes down, but if I wanted to foster them, so I wasn't doing it for money. If I wanted to foster them, I would have got an extra $500 and I would have just kept them. But I wanted to make it official. So,
but that's why I said
anyway,
that just seems weird. But go ahead.
How's it? But you're not gonna apologize and say I'm sorry. Like I messed up.
Hell no, not today. Not today. Man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My glass is getting light.
All right. So do you believe? So with that comment, they said white people are dying in these other countries, but I just see blacks on YouTube. They showing pictures of blacks dying. So I don't know. It's both of them. I guess it's both. So
it is.
And the way I titled it, Blacks Expats are dying, because that's all I see on YouTube are blacks dying. But
I thought that's all you cared about.
Mm-hmm. Say it again.
I thought that's all you cared about.
No, that's you. You the one that always talk. You the one that always talk about
but
black.
No,
and,
I mean, look, John, you could take I mean, the way they've been talking about Colombia so badly, there's a lot of famous cases. They got the guy from Minnesota. He was a Hmong, and they kidnapped him. And
what's a Hmong? What's a Hmong?
It's called Hmong. They were the people that fought they're like Cambodians, but they're not Cambodians. And we brought them over like after Vietnam. It's an exclusive Vietnamese community. And at the end of the Vietnam War, we brought over like a couple 100,000 to the U.S. because they helped us fight in the Vietnamese War. So they have a big community in Minnesota. And this guy, it just was a few months ago, and they beat him to death and threw him in the ditch. He was over there chasing some pretty little split tail. Met on Tinder. Again, I tell you, stay off them fucking apps. And because in Colombia, the government, the Colombian government and the U.S. government is warning people to stay off of the dating apps in Colombia.
Right. Hey, name some of the apps over here in the Dominican Republic, Manuel.
Skoka is the most popular one. Skoka, that's the name. I already posted a video about it. I posted it.
What's the other one?
And they have Tinder over here too.
Yeah, they
got Tinder.
Skoka,
Tinder is very dangerous. You know why, Rico? Here in the Dominican Republic, you have all right. I don't want to offend nobody, but I'm gonna tell you what's been happening lately.
Go ahead.
The gay community has been dying because of Tinder. Okay, so they've been dating, but you don't know who you're talking to on the other side. You see a photo of someone, right? And when you go to the hotel or the motel, you find scammers. I don't know, maybe gay people are more likely to be scammed in Tinder. Because the other day, I don't know if you remember, Junior, we had an what is the name of this famous psychopath in Netflix? The white guy.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay. We had a Jeffrey Dahmer last year. Remember?
Really?
There was this guy. There was this gay guy, homosexual. He was missing for like a month, and then he was found at his friend's house. He was in a tank, in a plastic tank. He chopped it up, and the body was there for like a month. And how the police found out? Because the neighbors were complaining there is something smelling in the area. Something smelling. The police started an investigation, and what they found was the body of this guy. He was missing for about a month, and then he knew this guy by Tinder. They started a relationship, I don't know what happened. And he killed him, and he kept the body in pieces in his house inside. I don't know why he didn't take him out of there. I don't know. Maybe he couldn't. Maybe because cameras. And he's in prison now, 30 years. So that's he was missing for a month. And when the police called the family, oh, we found your son. Where? Yeah, he's dead here, in pieces.
So let me ask you a question, Manuel. You speaking of Tinder, are regular Dominican girls on Tinder?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I went out with a girl from Tinder. We
Thank
had a
you.
relationship. We moved in together.
Rico
And
said
we
it's
worked out
not. But
because-
go ahead. He's a liar.
I know they ain't in fucking Colombia.
But go ahead.
No.
Go ahead, Junior. Go ahead,
Colombia
Junior.
and Brazil it's strictly a professional app.
See,
Rico-
here
Oh, for
you
real.
meet
Yes.
you meet regular people. Like I said, I've met
Right,
she
but
actually
I'm
works for a
only-
hospital, you know.
I'm only speaking about the apps because, like I said, it got so bad that the government, even the Colombian government, had told them stay off of the fucking dating apps.
Right, but
The
for
apps
the
are
but I
saturated.
want to say this real quick for all 70 people that's on right now. Hit the like button, and Rico has been wrong twice since we've been on the channel.
No.
Go ahead, Junior. You got it. Go ahead,
Junior.
But like I said, I met this she was like 3 years older than me. We met, we went out, you know, we actually moved in together, you know, started, but it wasn't, I guess we weren't compatible. Like, you know, everything was fast. She wanted me to move in and, you know, quick and meet her family.
What were you expecting? You met it in Tinder.
No, but I'm saying though, you know, she worked.
Thank you, Manuel. Thank you.
All her families are doctors and stuff. She was just looking for that companion and that, you know, that type of guy. But I guess I wasn't ready for that yet. You know, I was still a fresh in DR, still running around crazy. You know,
Right.
so, but there is good women. There is good women in Tinder. I can't say
Junior, how much it costs?
It didn't cost anything. I'll be honest with you.
He's trying to be funny. He's trying to be funny.
Pesos.
I know. Because it wasn't.
That's a great question. What is the site to go to, Junior and Manuel, in the Dominican Republic if you're looking for real love?
Hey, I don't know. I didn't even know Tinder existed here until somebody told me, but I've never, you know.
So what's the best thing to do?
I will always recommend the old way.
Yeah, go out.
Physical interaction, talk to people. You know, that's what I recommend. Talk to people. And you know, try your luck.
It's not that hard. It's really not that hard.
Let me get
you find psychos at the club too, so.
Well, that's true too, but at least you know. But like this, but the thing is, I'll tell you what the problem is with the app is it goes back to what Manuel said earlier: is people getting catfished.
Yeah.
Because see, that's a big problem with it here in the States. You look at a baddie online, and then when you pull up on a date club, whatever, it's from 30, 40 years ago, 300 pounds ago, all kinds of other shit. So at least I'd rather go old school because you know what you buying. See, like I don't buy clothes out the catalog because the shit don't look the same when it comes. You know what I'm saying? I don't buy clothes because that shit don't fit right. It don't look right. The material. I go into the fucking store. Mm-hmm. So that's how it's like if you gonna date, do the same thing. That's like online buying clothes and catalog shit, and you have to keep sending it back because what it looks like online is not what it's gonna look like when you got it in front of you.
Right. That's true. That's true. So
but you didn't pay that much for it, Junior, so we understand.
Nah, like I said, I didn't pay anything for it. She was a good person.
It's okay. We all pay once.
So it looks.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that hasn't happened, but hey,
I'm just fucking with you. I get a confession out of you at some point.
Yeah, since I've been here, I have noticed that a lot of guys have problems with the dating apps, and they also have problems when they do not live here and they go back and forth. Now, I'm not talking about certain people. I'm talking about people that go for 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months, and then come back to their girlfriend. And now I'm not talking about the ones. Now I got a lot of friends and people that come back every 2 months, 2.5 months, something like that. But 4, 5, 6 months coming back once a year, that's not good. You agree with that, Junior Manuel?
No.
Well, if you do that,
right?
she's gonna have a cousin. Her cousin is gonna live with her.
No, listen.
I'm glad you
Listen.
said it, Manuel, because if I
Listen,
said it, I'm the worst thing in the world.
There's a saying. Amor de lejos, amor de pendejo.
What does that mean?
Monroe, translate. You know my Spanish is not that good.
Yeah, it's like love at distance. You're an asshole. Yeah, that's what it says.
I'm like, I say I'm taking the day off because every time I say, oh, Ricky, you know, all right, fuck it, I'll let them tell you.
It's true, because how are you gonna have you think a woman here is gonna be faithful to you being in the States?
Right.
There's no way possible.
But let me ask you guys, let me ask you, Manuel and Junior both. Let me ask you guys a question, right? Because this is the way I kind of think of it in my mind, right? And I'm happily fucking married. I'm glad that I am. But even like Troy's not married. Me and Troy talk about it a lot. And I was just like, from what I see keep happening with guys is I think they're like basically what you guys just said. I'm like, if they can temper their expectations in their mind, you know what I'm saying? And stop telling themselves, okay, oh, my shit's up here. And I'm like, nah, your shit's more like down here. But you know, it's like it's like I'm like, okay, you can, and it's not that you can't have that relationship. Every time you tell someone to temper their expectations, to pull it back a little bit, they make it seem like you're stepping on their dream. I'm like, I'm not trying to do that. I would say that if you was in the fucking States, okay, I'm like, you need to temper your expectations. I don't give a fuck about it being the DR. It could be the DR, it could be Colombia, it could be Japan. I don't care. Temper your expectations because people are people. And there's no guarantee that what you want, and I think that's the problem is as foreigners, we leave America. They first of all, they done put all this poison in their head that American women are the worst thing in the fucking world. And I'm like, but yet other men around the world, oh, they don't want them. Like, yeah, they do. If they don't want them, but for what they can offer them or can do for them, they want them. Stop treating that bullshit. Because plenty of American men over here slaying them and fucking them and having a good life with them. But my point is, they set forward this belief that this is so bad. So then they set this unrealistic expectation about what's there. And then when they run into the very thing that you two gentlemen just described, right? Oh, you know, I'm over here for, 3 weeks. She loves me. Yeah, those 3 weeks is heaven on earth. I got to go back to the States for 6 months, right? And what y'all said is exactly what happened. And then over a period of time, they end up crushed. I was like, because
and Rico, you're right, but they do have, and I don't know if y'all know this, I've met some YouTube subscribers and people, they got some Christian women.
Yeah.
Let me finish.
I said, yeah.
And they come back every year or every 6 or 7 months and try to get their stuff together, and then they eventually get married. Like, I give you an example. I'll swap it around. Miss Shania, I'm not telling her business, but she's Christian. She's a sweet lady, but she, Miss Shania and her husband, he's Christian, and they met. I think, won't quote me. I think they met from a dating site, right? Am I right or wrong?
I'm not sure. I will say this: most Dominicans ain't that Christian.
Why?
Most Christians ain't that Christian.
Exactly. That's okay. So that's my whole fucking point.
You got
That's
two
my
Dominicans.
whole.
You got
I'm
two
just
Dominicans
saying
on the
is-
what's it called? You can't don't say that.
Excuse me. I'm not saying. Limited. My wife's Catholic. She ain't
I'm
been to
Catholic.
church-
I'm not Christian.
Excuse me. But I ain't been to church in 2-3 fucking years. Okay. All I'm just sitting there saying is, so when we put, I believe if you are a real deep dyed in the wool Christian, yes, that makes that's an advantage for you. But if you one of these little fly by night Christians, coach like your ass is, if you're a Christian like you, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, there you go judging. God talks about judging. Don't be judging me.
I'm gonna judge your black ass. I'm gonna judge you. Okay.
So
Christian.
But how you
I want to say something about it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Manuel.
The majority of Americans, when they come to the Dominican Republic, they do not go to church, meaning that the possibilities of an American to find a Christian girl are very, very low. The person you're talking about, Shanae, well, she's lucky. Shanae, she's part of the minority, all right? Maybe she was looking for a Christian person, but most Americans, especially Black Americans, when they go to Sosua, they are not looking for Christianity, and they are not going to find Christians in Sosua. So you're going to find. They're not looking for. So you're going to find what they sell. What do they sell? Pussy.
Crab cakes.
Shout out to Let's Talk to Better Life. Shout out to you, bro.
That's also Santo Domingo. And again, thank you, Manuel. You said it the better way. It's like, y'all motherfuckers ain't going to church. They got churches in the DR. It's good women in there. It's good women in those churches. But y'all ain't taking your ass there. You're not. Mr. Christian from Louisiana, you ain't found none of them in the church.
Well, I found Dominga in the restaurant.
I said church. Do you even know where your local church is? No.
Yes.
I found my wife at a drink at a bar.
Excuse me. Do you know where your church is, Junior and John?
Across the street.
Because I don't go to church.
Across the street from my house. Okay. Across the street.
John, you don't know. You don't even know if that's a church. Because you ain't never been in it. You ain't never put your black ass in it.
I've been to 5 churches here in the Dominican Republic.
You ain't been in that one across the street.
I've been to 5 churches.
Going to one across the street.
I've been to 5 churches here in the
looking for directions.
You've probably been at a baptism or something like that, right?
No,
I've been to
he been lost.
A full service church. Me and Dominga has been 2 times to church.
Manuel, you know him like I know him. He been lost. He was looking for directions. Excuse me, you know where the liquor store is, Pastor? I don't want to hear this shit. Manuel told the truth. We don't go there looking for church.
Where's the church, baby? As Junior, ask Dominga where how many times we've been to church.
Dominga, él sabe dónde está la iglesia.
¿Quién? Yo.
John.
Uno.
Él ha ido.
Hemos ido a la iglesia nosotros.
Sí.
Uno.
¿Cuántas veces? One time.
No se habla mentira.
You liar.
Yeah.
I told you.
No, uno.
Yeah, one time. Yeah.
No, she said 2.
Yeah. So yeah, you were probably lost. He was looking for directions. Yeah.
We got a church across the street, though. We do have a church across the street. So they turn the school. The school on the weekends turns into a church across the street.
How you know? You ain't been in there.
Ask her.
Don't ask her.
Baby,
you ain't been in there.
It's Esquila.
Manuel, see what I'm saying?
Yeah. There is. Yeah, I mean, you know that's the church because there is a big cross at the door.
Exactly.
So you know, okay, that's a church.
Hay que decir la verdad, ¿verdad, Emanuel?
She's supposed to be.
Yeah, claro, yeah.
knew it. But it's nothing. But look, John. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like it's exactly what Manuel said. Ain't nobody coming over here to go to church.
Right.
Manuel said it, and I didn't think. I was like, nah, them motherfuckers don't go. They're always spouting scriptures, but they ain't never in nobody's church.
Carl said hello.
Hey, Carl. But they never in nobody's church.
Carl said hello.
Oh, hello, Carl.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, how religious are they?
Right. Yeah.
Because
we have a lot. We have a lot of churches in the Dominican Republic. You have one like literally every corner. Literally, I mean,
a lot.
Yeah.
And
we have as much as churches as we have colmados.
I know some people who was over there. Remember, we were there at the, for Christmas, and then our neighbors from here went over there like 2 days after we left. And I'm gonna tell you the name of the place, Manuel, when I can think of it. And they donated all these toys and gifts to the church because their family like, and it was like, "Are y'all gonna be there?" It's like, no, but you know they do it. So I know religious people who do, and they brought a bunch of group over and they did everything with the church. But I was like, I don't see no foreigners doing none of that, and I don't see them putting nothing up on YouTube or anywhere talking about church. Right. They only throw that shit out when you're attacking them. See, you don't understand, bro. They pull that Dion shit. You know, we brothers in Christ. Man, shut the fuck up. No, you not. No, you not.
Right.
You're lying.
Yeah. They throw that out there real quick.
And ain't nobody in Sasua, Manuel, going to church. Nobody up there. So my thing is when I sit there and I look in the space, and brothers say, look, if you dating a Dominican woman and you tell her you're in Sasua, she looks at you funny because she knows what you up there for.
Of course.
Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
You're totally right.
I agree with you. So, oh man, I don't understand how so many people are getting bamboozled in these countries, and we see it all the time. You know, one thing about the Dominican Republic, Manuel Jr., y'all right. They treat American people better, and this is my opinion. They treat Americans better than Dominican people. They treat me better. I've never had any issues. They treat me better than Dominican.
Say that again. Say that again. I want to make sure I heard you.
American people are treated better in the Dominican Republic than Dominican people.
No.
You smoking crack.
No, I disagree with that.
You are so wrong again for the third time.
No. What I will say is I think that I don't think it's I can't agree with that.
Go ahead.
I think we talked about it. Not in the last video or the one before, that Americans, when Dominicans see an American, you represent progress. You represent the United States. You represent dollars. So you are a tourist. Yes. So Dominicans will always, and the majority of the tourists that we have in the Dominican Republic are from the United States. That's the majority. And the second majority is Europe. So either an American or an European, they are going to be treated very nicely, especially if you go to a restaurant, because when the waiter sees you, he knows or she knows there is a good tip right there. I'm going to get a tip. Or that's what you represent when you come down here. People see dollars.
Let me stop you for a second. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is when we not paying no money, when we're not at restaurants, when we get pulled over by the police and all of that stuff, just like you guys said it earlier, don't contradict yourself, Manuel. Don't contradict yourself, Rico. When in Colombia, they killing people over there. In the Dominican Republic, they making sure that American people are good.
They're not like, killing nobody.
Don't mess with him. We can't be killing Americans. We are good.
They're not killing anybody.
What you talking about?
Okay.
No, we're only killing ourselves, each other. That's it. We're only killing.
Let me explain. Okay, so when you say, and this is where
So you just let me say this, Rico. You just finished saying that in Colombia, white people and black people are getting killed and dying. It's not happening over here in the Dominican Republic.
It's not happening in Brazil either.
Well, I'm talking about Colombia right now.
Right,
Rico.
I know. What I'm saying is, okay. Let walk with me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say they treat Americans better, I'm not saying that they treat Americans better, because I don't believe that. I think they treat Americans very favorably, because I don't think they treat us better than they treat fellow Dominicans. Because I know Dominicans who got money who get treated better than we do. So what I'm saying is again, I think Dominicans, which I don't think anything's wrong. I disagree with the notion when people say that Dominicans are nationalists, because I think nationalism is a dumb ideology. I think it's dumb for a couple of reasons that I'm not even going to get into right now. But
tell them what a national is. Don't say nationalist. Tell them what it is.
No, okay. To me, the reason why nationalism, Dr. Black, please don't attack me, because I know you in the chat, you be always kicking my ass about it, is it's where you sit there and you promote your pride and your love of your country, even to the detriment of other countries. So the words it's two words. The words is nationalist or patriot. To be a patriot is love of one's country. I love my country. I don't wish nothing bad on anybody else. I just love me. I love the DR. Blah, 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 blah. To be a nationalist is to say, I love the Dominican Republic and fuck everywhere else. That's where the distinction comes in. And the problem is nationalism was born out of patriotism. People who are proud of their country, it got on steroids. And then what happens is people started demonizing, nationalists start demonizing other countries. That's where the poison comes in. The poison comes into the, I'm not just proud of where I'm from, I hate all these other motherfuckers. So that's why I always tell Dominicans, never accept the title of nationalism. Say, I'm a patriot. I'm a patriot. I love and I will fight and die for my country, but I don't wish nothing bad on nobody else. So that's part of the problem. And that's what happened in the 1930s in Germany.
So are you saying, what are Dominican people? What are you saying?
I say they're patriots. I don't say they're nationalists.
Gotcha.
But because somebody started that stupid shit, and then I think some Dominicans who don't know any better, we're national, and they think it's a positive. I'm like, bruh, it's not a positive. So when someone says white nationalist, someone says neo-Nazi, someone says skinhead, those are all nationalists. They do it around race, but at the same time, they're saying we hate everybody that's not our race. Don't claim that. She said, no, I'm not a nationalist, I'm a patriot. I love my country. I pick up the flag, I put on the uniform, I fight and I kill for this motherfucker.
Dominicans love their country.
They're patriots.
They don't play about their country.
They're patriots.
They don't play about
patriotic.
it. Let me tell you one thing I don't like about the Dominican Republic, Junior and Manuel. Man, I had a friend of mine, he hung his American flag up on the pole outside his house. He hung it up there twice and they tore his shit down. But in the United States, Dominicans hang their Dominican flag up everywhere. They wear their Dominican hats. They have Dominican Republic flags on the outside of their house. We don't touch them. But boy, we put an American flag and hanging up on the outside of our house, it's coming down. I don't like that.
And that's, it also depends where, John. Depends where, because I know a few Americans that they have their flags and then haven't had no problem. Like I said, it all depends where.
Okay, it depends where. But I've never hung it up on the outside of my house, but I've heard a couple people, man, you can't hang no American flag up in the Dominican Republic. They're gonna tear
But
your
why
shit.
not? Though? Look. Let me ask you a question though. But see, that's weird. And be honest with you. That's the funny thing about it is this hat. That's the closest you will ever see me repping anywhere. You will never in your life see me wearing anything that. I think I got one T-shirt my son bought me, and it's the outline of the American flag. Because I don't do it. I just don't believe in that shit. I just don't. I don't believe in. Somebody asked me the other day, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about any country. I'm an American. That's where I'm from. I served in the military. My son is actually active duty right now. In 3 weeks, I'll be in Germany with him with the Air Force Base. I love my country, but I don't love anywhere. I think all countries are equal. It's all dirt to me. With that being said, I don't get people who hang like in neighborhoods American flags. I like, if you want to hang it. I don't care.
Right. Let me answer this.
Go ahead.
This idiot. Israel says American flag is not yours, black American. I know that, you retarded son of a.
But it doesn't even make any point.
I'm talking about in general when people hang the American flag up over here. That's what the problem is. Yeah,
because in my neighborhood, John, some houses got the Canadian flag, and it feels weird when I'm driving down the street and I see that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't live in a heavy Dominican neighborhood, right? Mm-hmm. But I was just like, why? I just to me, it is like the weirdest shit in the world to hang. But I also know, like my wife, she's from El Salvador, and they'll have the stickers in the back of their car. And right. I kind of almost understand it a little bit more in America than I do anywhere else.
So why do you think? So my point is, why do you think Dominicans get mad when Americans hang up American flags, but Americans don't? That's my point. Americans don't care. They got a million Dominican flags across in the United States.
They do.
I guess I want to try to answer that a little bit, because I'm not, I believe, because as a whole, it's the Dominican Republic, and they feel like not me, like they feel like you're disrespecting the Dominican Republic by showing your flag when you're a visitor. You're just passing through.
Gotcha.
A flag represents a lot. Especially our flag. Our flag represents history of, slavery, violence, a whole lot of stuff.
But why don't they feel that way when they fly the flag in America, though? That's the question. Is because to be honest with you, nobody. Let me ask you this, Junior. Now you know damn well in New York, ain't nobody fucking with nobody flying the Dominican flag.
Wait. If you're in the Heights, it's different.
Right. So ain't nobody fucking with you for flying your flag, pumping your music.
No, but I have a question.
Yo, and I think that's beautiful. Do your shit.
Junior, have you
our heritage, our country? That's number one. But that's one thing we're proud of. It's it's our flag.
Right, but if it's okay for you to fly your flag in America, why is it offensive? But don't worry, I'll never fly because I don't fucking give a fuck.
Honestly, like I said, I'm not me.
I'm trying to understand. That's it.
I would want to understand that too. Whoever did not like that, like I said, I don't live my life try to criticize things that doesn't, things that don't bother me. Mm-hmm. Obviously that person was bothered by that flag being flown in their neighborhood or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I personally wouldn't mind. That's your flag.
Thank you. I whooped y'all whole entire squad because of love.
Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, put it on mute. Yeah, go ahead. So, hey, I want to say this real quick, since the Dominican Route family, we're growing real fast. So I just got a text message since we're talking about something. Somebody
butt hurt. Somebody butt hurt.
No, nobody's butt hurt.
Somebody always butt hurt.
Some friends and family have somebody missing in Medellin, and I sent it to you, Rico. I don't know how to put it up, but it says if anybody has found know where this person is in Medellin. What's that? Colombia? Is Medellin Colombia?
Yeah, Medellin, Colombia.
Yeah, that's Colombia.
He's been missing for let's see, he's been missing for a while now, and they cannot find him. So I just, and of course we say, hey, get your mind right, stop being stupid. But if somebody's missing, we hope they come back home and they're safe or whatever. But his name is, it looks like his name may be Chris, but he's one of my friends from California is missing friend from MDE. What does MDE stand for?
Medellin. That's the airport designation, MDE. Like SDQ. Right. Yes. Yeah. So just like SDQ is Santo Domingo, MDE is Medellin.
Yeah. So I just we got people in Colombia, and got people around. So I just wanted to show his picture. If anybody's seen him, y'all make sure y'all reach out to the authorities. I hope he's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like every other fucking day in Colombia.
That's crazy. So that goes to show you, like, we're talking about it, y'all. But look, Manuel, look, Junior, look, Rico. Somebody's like, hey, have you seen my family member in Colombia? And they're missing it. It happens all the time.
John, I'm tired of Colombia. It's fucking every other day. It's every other fucking day. It's just that bad. And again, like, and it's getting back. Like, we'll button up the flag thing so we can move to the next thing. Because Easy's here, but for real, it just does come down to, and I get it. If you are from a particular community and you want respect, then it's weird. It's just weird to me, even though I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about even the flag of the country that I come from, but I do find it to be weird that but see, it's not even just Dominican. Puerto Ricans do the same thing. You go to a Puerto Rican neighborhood, you see their flag hanging every fucking where, and they are a territory of the U.S. They fly they don't fly the fucking U.S. flag. They fly the Puerto Rican flag. It's all in the back of their car
because they don't consider themselves American. They consider themselves Puerto Rican.
Right. That's true. Exactly. So we know that you can do the same thing with Jamaican. So it's not just a Dominican thing, but my thing is. And I welcome it and accept it. Like, all right, fuck it. They trying to remember where they from. Cool. But if I go to Jamaica or if I go to Puerto Rico or if I come to the DR or Colombia or Brazil, because Brazilians do it too. Why can't I rock my shit? You don't never got to worry about me because I don't give a fuck about America that much. But if I wanted to, eat a dick because I let you fly your shit, you gonna let me fly my shit. You can't tell me don't fly my shit there when you just flew your shit where I just came from. That's not right. You see what I'm saying?
But I have a question, John. So who tore this flag down? Was that the police? Was that the neighbors? Who did that?
The guy told me, he said, every time I hang up, I've never hung up an American flag at my house, but he said, man, don't ever try to hang up no American flag up in the Dominican Republic because I've hung up 2 of them on my burglar bars, and and every so often they go and tear it down. So I put 2 up, and he said I'm not putting no more up. That's crazy. Like
do you know any other cases beside that one? Do you know any other cases? So only one case, only that person. Have you ever heard of it, Junior? Like American flags being torn down?
No, like I said, like
because I don't
know what neighborhood. I don't know what neighborhood that's in. Like I said, it all depends on the neighborhood. Ever since I've been living here, I've lived in the hood, and I don't see no American flags in the hood.
Now
Yeah, because this is okay.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, who the fuck want to put one up there? That's kind of great. Like, come rob me.
now
Come rob
Exactly.
me,
That's like
nigga. Come rob me.
let me
Fuck.
let me help you out. I'll say this. In Boca Chica, we stay at that nice Airbnb with the swimming pool. You guys know which one I'm talking about, the 4-bedroom. And it's gated. It's in a gated community. It's 2 big Canadian flags hanging, like Junior said, 2 Canadian flags hanging from their house. And I've been going there for 3 years now, and their Canadian flag has not been ripped off at all.
But let me tell you this. This is why.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is why I wanted to tell you this. Number one, it's not illegal. You are allowed to by law. Number two, what we are doing right now, you are allowed to put your flag in your property. You are not supposed to go to public places to do it, but you can do it in your property. Now, the thing is that just because this case or 2 cases, we are saying that Dominicans are tearing American flags. That's misinformation what we're doing right now.
That's true.
Because I've never heard of it. Yeah. So that's not happening in the DR, especially American flag, because that would be a disrespect for the United States.
Right.
And no government in the Dominican Republic will tear an American flag to disrespect the United States, which is Dominican governments, they fear the United States.
Right.
So that's not happening. Probably whoever is doing that to your friend is a neighbor or an asshole leaving around there. But the police or the government will never do that. It is allowed to put a flag in your house from whatever country you are. It's not illegal.
Let me ask you this: why? So you're admitting they have some people in the Dominican Republic that don't like Americans being here.
of course.
I mean, if your flag is being tore, I am totally sure it is not by the police. It is not by the army. It is not by the government. It has to be someone. In the area.
Right.
So
It has to be someone in the neighborhood.
Right, Manuel Jr., let me answer. Because again, and I do believe this, it's like, the first thing that came to my mind, I'm like, okay, that's probably somebody ignorant. And again, I tell people, like, oh, you call Dominicans ignorant. I'm like, yeah, they got ignorant ass Dominicans. Like, we got ignorant ass Americans. Like, we got ignorant ass fucking Brazilians. You got ignorant motherfuckers everywhere. Probably someone who's never traveled. So they don't see, so they may see it as an offense. They may see, oh, why they throwing that flag here? But I don't know, and I really don't even care. I said, but I do think, like you sat there and said, Junior, where you were coming in was like, look, people, again, like you said, a 1,000,000%. I know it was not the government. It was not the police. It was nobody of any authority. It was nobody of any authority. It might have been somebody drunk ass uncle down the street, somebody mad cousin, somebody T.O. or whatever.
Maybe a child. It could have been a child.
It could be 1,000,000 things. It was nobody in authority that had the right to do it. But unfortunately, the same thing in America. If my drunk ass go and do something and I'm loud and it gets filmed, they'll be like, look at what America's doing. So
there you go.
Again, exactly. I didn't see it, but that's how this, like you said, I'm with you, Manuel. This misinformation gets spread. I've never seen it. I only talk about it because I think it's stupid when people hang flags up. Anywhere. In the US, in the DR, anywhere. I'm like, what the fuck you hanging your flag for? Go back. I'm not telling you to go back. It's just dumb.
Yeah, July 4th, you will see American flags in American communities in the Dominican Republic. They hang their flag. Well, maybe not in yours, but you will see that in the Dominican Republic, and no one is gonna interfere in it.
But literally, to me, when I see that, to me, it's weird that we're even. And you're right, because I was at the resort. It was weird to me seeing them celebrate 4th of July when I was at the fuck they shooting fireworks for? It was weird to me. It struck me as like, okay, that's nice, but why? I didn't get it, and I was like, oh, okay, they just basically like, fuck your holiday, but we want your money, boom, boom, boom. Right? So that's how I realized, like, oh, okay, all right, cool, fuck it, and I started drinking more, and I started spending more, right? But that's how I look at Christmas. I look at 4th of July. It's like it's all commercial bullshit. Patriotism is fake. I think the same way I think that patriotism is fake in the U.S.
Come on, man. You be going too far.
In the DR. I think.
How is patriotism fake?
Oh, go ahead.
What'd you say, Easy? Go ahead, Easy.
Good morning to y'all. Oh, I wanted to tell you, I did open up a Dominican bank account this past week with Van Reserve.
What's the
and
name?
They also do mortgages. Van Reserve.
Sí, el Banco Reserva.
Yeah, that's the government. That's the government bank.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
So I opened up an account with them.
So can I borrow some money now?
It's supposed to be everywhere. It's gonna cost you a couple of dollars. It's gonna cost you a couple of dollars. I want you to get missing. Like, yeah, I opened a bank with them, and they do mortgages. The lady told me they do mortgages, and so having a bank account, I don't have to go through America to try. You know what I mean? You just get it through Van Reserve. But what's wrong with patriotism and nationalism? I don't have a problem with that. Dominican people loving their country has never bothered me, and I'm happy they're proud of their country. To be honest with you, what I will say that sometimes some of them will treat you as a gringo no matter how long they've known you, and that I don't like.
Even in the United States?
No, not in the United States. In Dominican Republic, the United States Dominicans are different. Is different from to me, and they will tell you this themselves. I've heard them say it. They see a difference between the two. Like I say, Kalo K to some of my friends, and be like, "Oh, we don't say that." Like, what are you talking about? So I don't see a problem with nationalism because I love America and I love America deeply. So,
right. I feel you, brother. So, what do you feel about when you hear certain things about Americans being? Do you think Americans are mistreated, and are they treated better in the Dominican Republic?
I think some of them don't know how to carry themselves, and then they get called on the carpet on it. I'm not going to defend if they go over there acting stupid. If you're gonna go somewhere acting stupid, then you get what you deserve. Now you got it pretty good in America where you can act stupid and there's still rules to protect you. Other countries, they'll lay down the law. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. So what's going on with? Look, I just posted something. Somebody's missing now in Colombia. Why they keep carrying their ass over there, and it's just keep on happening?
I mean, listen, look, people want to go have a good time and all this and that. My whole thing is why carry yourself a certain way? But not only that, I think there's problems on both sides. You know, you drugging people and they coming over here being tourists. Guess what? If you don't want them there, say you don't want them there. There's other places we can go spend our American dollars.
My thing is too, when you go traveling to another country, if possible, don't travel alone. Don't go out late at night. Like, don't expose yourself to being robbed, being killed. You gotta protect yourself at all times. That's my thing. And that's even me being here in DR. Like, I don't go to certain places at certain times. And I do, like I was saying before, I do, it's called Didi, just like Uber. There's certain neighborhoods I see come up. I'm not taking that ride. I'm not picking you up in that location.
Right. I like that. That's true. Hey, let me say this. They got somebody that's trying to come up. If you don't show your face, I mean, everybody that's on this channel, they part of the Dominican Route family. If Tandem Taport, you're trying to come in, you got to show your face in the beginning. So if you don't show your face, I'm not pulling you up to show your comment, because it might want to be one of them the most stupid
we get
racist
porn
boys.
bombed with all respect,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
due
yeah.
respect.
So you can
People
just
will porn bomb you. They'll do all kinds of shit to tear your channel down. But if you're willing to,
you're gonna stay backstage for the rest of your life. So I'm not.
yeah,
If you don't show your face.
yeah. Or you can super chat, or you can cash app Coach
No, he
$200.
He took it down. Look, he took it down. He took it down.
Oh, okay. See, I mean, and it's crazy because it's like, why you don't want to show your face backstage? Nobody's asking you to show your face on the stream.
Right.
Show your face backstage so we can see you a real person.
But see, look at this. That's another example of how stupidity.
Right.
And now somebody like that will go to the Dominican Republic or Colombia or somewhere else and represent America and be stupid and then expect us to take their side. Like, come on, man.
Right.
That's
See, and that's the whole point. So again, okay, let me ask you this first. Okay, big easy, greasy. So let's go to the original question is, what do you think about all the, but Coach finally realized it's not just
Rico,
yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Let me ask you something.
Yes, sir.
Why are we assuming that these Black Americans are being killed in this other country?
I'm not assuming it.
Well, no, I mean John said that like they're being like murdered.
That's true.
Okay,
we know
that is true. Go ahead.
Well, I will tell you in Colombia, only Colombia specifically, because I had from all the research and reports that I've been doing, it has not been an occurrence in the DR, Thailand, Philippines, Brazil. It seems to only be in Colombia, which is where the biggest alert has been on telling all foreigners to stay off of the dating apps. Yeah. That the cartels are actually using the dating apps as a feeding ground to go hunting for victims. And I don't even think it's their intention to kill people. I think that obviously you take a 21-year-old pretty girl and you tell them, hey, look, put this shit in their drink, it'll make them go to sleep. And you tell them 2 drops and they put 4 drops. Now they done just OD'd his ass. So that's where I really think a lot of the deaths are coming from, because they're not pharmacists. They're not medically trained. They're just putting knockout drops in your drink. And a lot of the guys are, and then sometimes they're tying them up. And so you asphyxiate. Different things like that. So I don't think it's their intention, but I just think they're so greedy for the money. They're sloppy as hell. And then a lot of not just Black Americans, they're Black, Asian, and white, have been being. So I think it was.
Can I throw another?
The numbers this year has been so far, I think, like 19 foreigners that weren't farm workers. 19, and that's not all American. 16 of the 19 were foreigners, but then there was a Canadian, a Spaniard, whatever.
Listen,
and have died.
I understand. It's a mix. It's a mixture of people who are being victimized. But can I throw this in there?
Yes, sir.
There was a thing in Atlanta where guys were going to clubs and getting robbed when they picked the chick up and took them home or to the hotel. Remember that? That was on the news. A string of robberies.
Okay.
And then it was a string up here in New York City where a chick would talk to a dude, then another chick would come up behind him and take his card or take his wallet, and they go running right quick and take all the money.
Agreed.
Right.
My point is, it's happening here too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but you talking about robberies? We talking about deaths.
Rico, come on, Rico. You know one of the reasons I like you because you straight up dude.
I'm just saying this. Listen, look. I'd rather you rob my ass than kill my ass. That's all I'm saying.
You don't think this kid? Are you saying there's no killings going on over here, Rico?
No. We're talking about we come on, easy. We talking specifically in the dating world. I don't think most hoes is out here killing their tricks in America. Most hoes are not trying to kill their tricks. They're trying to get your money. They're trying to kill your bank account, but they're not trying to kill you. In Colombia, we're not talking about DR. This is specifically to Colombia. It's not even Brazil. It's not Thailand. It's not any. In Colombia, there has been a rash. And again, I don't even think it's their intention to kill them. I think a lot of these deaths they're just putting too much shit in it because they don't know. And
Manuel, to answer your question, Rico and me and Rico, I can't speak for everybody else, but me and Rico, we are on YouTube and we see all these YouTube passport bro sites all the time. And that's how we find out about these people getting killed in Colombia. So you kind of understand what we're seeing.
Oh no, I'm not asking you because I am doubting what you're saying. I just didn't know about it, and I want to learn. I want to know where the information is coming from.
Yeah.
Yes. And some of it's probably fake news, but it's
no. This shit's coming from not just reliable YouTube sources, but like even backed up by government reports and government newspapers in Colombia. Like right now, like the whole thing, everybody's butt hurt because the mayor of Medellin and Cartagena have started going to the airport and doing this this big public thing where they're handing out flyers to foreigners getting off planes saying, hey, because it started with, in addition to the scopamine, there's been a rash of foreigners being involved in sex acts with minors. I'm trying to, use the right words. They're being involved with underage. So they started promoting saying, look, if you get caught, because there's been a rash of, I'll get a couple of, anybody go look at a YouTube channel called DC Born Rob. Mm-hmm. He reports on it all the time in Colombia. Gotcha. And all of these foreigners are being apprehended from Canada, the US, all over, being caught up in Airbnbs with 14-year-olds and 13-year-old girls. This shit is happening.
Right.
It's a reflection on. That's why I wouldn't be caught dead in Colombia right now. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Let me read one of the comments. Rod says, I think one of the problems in regards to Colombia is people don't know how to move. They get one vacation and forget the rules, where all the gold and expensive jewelry bottles, and they buying bottles in the club. So that's true. That's a good point. They trying to show out. They trying to act like they real big time, and they above everybody else, and you'll get clipped real quick in Colombia. So
you will be targeted.
Yes, that's right.
Well, I think that
I really love that, and I don't even see the Dominican Republic like leaning toward that at all, and that's what I love about the Dominican Republic. Because go ahead.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. The Dominican Republic is not playing that. They made a conscious effort to open up the country. Yeah, to open up the country, and they still are able to maintain their Dominicanness, so to speak.
The last person I heard died was last year, was the YouTuber in Sosua, and he died of a heart attack, they said. So it was a white guy.
Well, let me just say this. Y'all not paying attention. Mm-hmm. Y'all really are not paying attention. It's a lot more that's going on. It just is. And if you don't care, you don't want to pay attention, then don't. That's great. Even in the DR, it's not as bad as Colombia. I'm saying that. But I don't want us to sit there and say that simply because it's not that bad, that some of the same problems are not still existing. I just told you guys this was born out of, in Colombia, an issue of foreigners coming to Colombia, messing with underage children.
Right.
That shit's happening in the DR too. Maybe not on the same scale, but it's happening. And they see every time we come here and we turn a blind eye to this shit, we're part of the fucking problem. But when I open my mouth, I don't look for nobody to give a fuck. I'm not going to be anywhere and see that sort of behavior and look the other way. And yes, Americans, Canadians, Europeans are here doing this shit. I'm not out there trying to catch them. I'm not trying to do that. But I'm going to call it out, and I'm not going to go, oh, black guys ain't doing. Yes, the fuck they are, because they do it here in the U.S. They fucking touching kids here in the U.S. So don't tell me they won't go to the fucking DR and touch kids, because they fucking will. I'm not dumping on us. Because the same way I know they will, I know Dominicans are over there doing it. But we're not them. So I don't sit there and I'm not going to tell you, coach, first thing, the Dominicans do. I don't give a fuck what they do. You don't get to do it.
I agree with that.
I definitely agree with that, because there's a lot of, and that's one thing I never understood here. I guess me growing up in the States and then come back here, young girls like older men because they're abused when they're young, you know? And that's the reason, they like that. I've never accepted that, or because I just not right. You being 40 years old, your girlfriend is 15, or marrying a young girl. Like, I never understood that shit. I got daughters. I got 2 daughters. And I wouldn't even let, when my daughter was younger, I wouldn't even let them sit on no other man's lap or nothing like that, because you're a man. That's just me. Like, I've never, even with my sisters growing up, my mother wouldn't let you could be your uncle. You're not sitting on your uncle's lap. There's just certain things you don't do, and you're right about your men from all different countries coming here and being with boys, girls, you name it, because they feel like, okay, I'm in a different country, I could do this. I'm a foreigner, I could get away with it. That's not true. You might get away with it for a little bit, but once that kid or the mother finds out, one, they're gonna extort you. You're gonna be extorted. You're gonna start giving money away, and it's gonna open up a whole can of worms.
Hey,
Manuel, what tears me up is that video you did about that little 14-year-old girl. That shit has never left my brain. It has never left my brain.
Which one?
When Manuel keep looking for that little 14-year-old girl, it's never left my fucking brain. And that's not even has anything to do with a foreigner. That's all local. But I could feel your pain about it, about trying to do something about it. So I'm like, why the fuck are we coming here adding to this shit? It's already a fucking problem.
Oh,
if it's
Rico.
Already a problem. Why the fuck should an American or a Canadian or European come and add to what's already a fucking problem?
That's right. I agree.
Yeah. You know why, Rico? I stopped recording about her. I never spoke about it, but I got into a legal situation, and that's why I stopped recording, because I didn't want to go viral. Let me tell you what happened. So I took it personal. Because she was not 14. She was less than that. I thought she was 14, but she was less.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she was less. I thought it was 14, but she was less than that. And you are gonna cry when I tell you her age. I get kind of emotional because I took it personal. So I got a friend of mine. She's a female. She's an attorney. And I spoke to her about it, and she said, okay, we have to do something. And I said, yes. I told her, look, I'm recording videos, and look, I will stop it, because if I continue, this shit is going to get viral in the country. And I don't want my face to get viral talking about that kind of stuff, because I don't want to go to TV to testify anything. I don't want to be famous about anything related.
You gotta focus on your life and getting killed and somebody trying to come
back. But so this is
go ahead.
So I went to there is a department of the government that chases that kind of stuff, and Junior knows about what I'm talking about. So they caught the guy, and the girl, she's actually 11 years old.
Oh my God!
She looks 14. She looks 14 because her body is kind of bigger than usual. You know what I'm saying? But she's 11. This guy is now in prison. He's in prison, and that's why I stopped recording the videos. And then I had to meet her mother. Her father is dead. The mother is very, very poor. And the mother told me, look, no, she escaped the house, and I don't have the resources to. I have to work because I gotta eat. I gotta pay rent. I don't have the time to go after her. So the mother, she was gonna go to prison too because she knew, and she just put a blind eye. But then she's not. She's
So I didn't
now
know.
with
So
her mother.
the
Mhm.
parents get in trouble if they know about it and they
That's
don't do
not
nothing.
Yeah.
always. That's not always, John. Because like
Yeah.
you said, the government turns a blind eye to it. It is.
No, he
it is
said
not-
he didn't say that. He said that the
Yeah.
mother
In this
turned.
case. Yeah. In this
in
specific
this
case.
case,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not
She
in most cases. And what I'm saying is what I sit there and say. What's so easy for people to forget is like you said, man. Well, that girl is 11. That girl's
11 years
life
old.
is almost ruined for life. She's fucked up because she's not going to get the resources to help her. She's going to deal with mental and emotional trauma for the rest of her life. So it's watching children being thrown away, and it fucking is horrible. So
Right.
what I'm saying is like I may not be able to intervene in Colombians on Colombians and Dominicans on Dominicans. But motherfucker, you best believe if I see you black motherfuckers from America doing it, I'm gonna drag you motherfuckers from one end of the earth to the other.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to take my motherfucking life because I will not sit by and watch this shit because I've watched too many of these motherfuckers say, oh, that's the age of consent. I don't give a fuck what the age of consent is there. You know where the fuck
And-
you from.
And,
right.
and quite honest,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Rico, for being in the military. When you go overseas, they tell you in Europe, age of consent is 16, but that does not apply to you. Age of consent for you is 18.
Thank you.
That's right. That's right.
Thank
So
you.
this is what happened. She was so confused. She was psychological intervened because she said, "I love him. I want to be with him." Blah blah blah. The guy is 20. He's 20 or 21 years old. He was. Oh my God, I love him. I don't want you to take him away from me. Blah blah blah. But 11 years old, and when I spoke to the attorney, I am a very in my community. I'm a very respected person. If I talk about something, people will listen to me. So when he knew that I was involved in the investigation, the guy he ran. But then the police they caught him. He was hiding at his father's house. I spoke to the father. Look, the police is looking for him. I think it's better if you give him to the authorities because the police might kill him. So it's better. So that's how he was caught. He's in prison now. I'm not sure how long he's gonna stay in prison because they have not yet sentenced him. He's still in the audiences and shit like that. So
Hey,
I have to go.
I appreciate it, man. Shout out to you for doing that. And what happened with the guy for the Tampa Bay Rays, the professional baseball player? Anything on that, Manuel? That was messing around with that 15, 16-year-old?
He's not in prison now. He was bailed out. Is that how you say it? He paid a bill. He was bailed out. Yes, but he cannot leave the country because his audience is still in his case is still in progress. Now the situation with this baseball player is that the mother knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
The mother, she was acting like a pimp. She was acting, she was acting like a pimp. She knew about it. She was actually extortioning the baseball player. You gotta give me this. You gotta give me that, or I'll put you in prison. But when this came up to the knowledge of everyone, these people they were having sex like for 2 years already.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone was aware of it.
You had a baby for him?
No, she's not pregnant. No.
Oh, she's not pregnant. Okay, good. That's good.
No, she's not pregnant.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
That's
what
good.
I don't-
happens here a lot. you being poor, your parents, they'll sell you out to someone that has money, and it's sad. It's a sad situation, but it happens a lot here.
Right.
Yeah, it happens a lot in the United States also. It happens.
Ain't nobody selling their kids in the U.S. like that, John. Stop that shit.
Unless you're a
there
crack,
you go with that shit. Right, yeah, exactly. But it ain't no whole lot. See, you could see, you had to jump out the window with that bullshit, right? Junior, tell him he had to jump out the window with that bullshit. You from New York City, you like, not like that, okay? It's on a different level there, okay?
Usually, in America, if a parent is selling their child, usually,
yes,
it's drugs. They're on drugs.
Yeah,
but what I'm sitting there saying is, it's not going to go. It's not going to go that long normally for somebody going to peep that shit and pull it out. That's all I'm sitting there saying. So
and let's be honest,
it happened in America the same way. No, what they're describing don't happen in America.
All right, you made your point.
Thank you, Junior. What you're describing don't happen in America, right?
And there is an explanation for that, Rico. And you correct me if I'm wrong, because you're smarter than me. So I think
no, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not smarter than you, Manuel. He's not smarter.
Before you start, first and foremost, thank you for updating me on that case, because that case has just like been fucking just like in my head a lot since you've been on it. And I want to say, salute to you for the work that you are doing. I want to give you your flowers, because that shit's important. It's hard for me to see a Dominican person, and I know there are people. Actually, you're the second person, because someone who tapped in with me and my wife with some Haitians, but it's hard for me to find people like that. I know they're out there, but they probably won't talk to me, and I get that. I understand that. But seeing what you did, man, that shit just fills me up. And it's like, okay, I'm not the only fucking person. So I want to say to you, you deserve a lot of praise and applause for what you're doing for your fucking community, your fellow citizens. And you did that because you knew it was the right thing to do, which is what makes it more important. Nobody didn't pay you to do it. Nobody told you.
No.
You saw it. And you like, this shit's not right. And that gives me hope for you and your countrymen. It does. So I wanted to say that in front of everybody. We need a million more fucking Dominicans like Manuel.
Well, Manuel
thank you.
Manuel. Oh, go ahead, Manuel. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that what Rico says, I think is right, because, the reason why this has been part of our culture forever. This has been happening here forever. Like someone very, very young with someone a lot older. Now, I think the economic environment shapes people's behavior and shapes the way people see the world. Now, countries with more economical resources are less likely to have a 14-year-old girl with a 50-year-old man. Now, places as with our economic reality, girls think different. They're always looking for an opportunity to get out of poverty. And this is why parents sometimes they try to encourage their young girls to get an older man so that girl is going to help them to get out of poverty. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
It makes perfect sense. And let me just say this. Let me just add this one part, Manuel, because every time I say what I'm saying is I want people to understand, like, look, I'm not talking about just the DR. It's what you described. Countries of that socioeconomic level applies to a lot of countries. I can take that's through half of Latin America. I can take it over to Africa. That's half of Africa. I can take it over to Asia. That's half of Asia. The exact same dynamic where you see that we call it in the U.S. we call it May December romances, older person, younger person. It's like, because it's about economics. It's about power. It's not about that these young people actually feel a real true affinity towards an older person. They feel an affinity towards the power and how that power dynamic can bring them up out of their situation. So it's in multiple countries, and I just wanted to say that because I don't want people to sit there. Oh, they picking on the DR. No, fuck that. That's it. That could be Cuba. That could be, like I said, in all of those countries.
Saudi Arabia,
Haiti.
Yeah, definitely. Even Russia. You have a lot of Russian, kids that are being brought to other countries, as sex slaves.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. Man, hey, hey, before we wrap it up, I have a question. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We have a group of people in the YouTube world that hates Black people coming to the Dominican Republic. They hate it. They you need to stay with your own people. We don't like you. We
You talking about
hate you.
KEM 123 who
Yeah.
gonna probably fucking do a clip
Yeah, it ain't
of
just
this?
it ain't just him.
Yeah.
It's a couple.
I don't pay that goofy motherfucker no attention.
Right. I'm not just
And
talking about
Ace 32 who gonna whoop my ass. I wish you would come up here and hit the link and show your face because me and my sons will be in town in a couple of weeks. So let me know when and where.
So we get trollers on here.
Yeah.
Junior and Manuel, and they hate us talking about living in the Dominican Republic, talking about the culture. I can't stand those YouTube channels that just show ass and titties all the time. The Dominican Republic, like you always say, Manuel, is more than ass and titties, and we got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. So, how do you feel about Black people having a peaceful life and uplifting the Dominican Republic? Do you feel that we're doing anything wrong, Junior, Manuel?
I definitely don't.
Go ahead.
If anything, I feel like you showing other countries or other types of people that you can live in a country that accepts you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like me I sometimes feel like a foreigner in my own country. Why? Because I was raised in the United States.
Right.
What I know the culture is United States. But I'm also Dominican, and in my household I was taught, but I still feel a little different living here and being Dominican. Like I said, I personally, I love, I enjoy having the connection with you guys only because I've lived there. I know both sides of
So what's
being there,
what's
being
wrong?
here.
I upset. Let me tell you, I love the Dominican Republic. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so at peace. There's nothing wrong with being in love with the Dominican Republic, is it?
Well, you know what? I think I don't have the numbers, but I will tell you this based on what I've seen. I know more Black Americans living in the Dominican Republic than white Americans living in here, like permanent, like you. I know more Black Americans that live permanently in the Dominican Republic than white people. So I don't think there is a problem with Black Americans. In fact, I have never seen a Black American in the Dominican Republic committing a crime, like going to prison for a crime, right? So, but I've seen a lot of Europeans going to prison in the Dominican Republic for crimes. Never seen yet like a Black American did this and did that. No, which means that you guys come in peace. And when you do something illegal, it seems that you know how to do it because you are not getting caught. So, yeah. So,
Rico, yeah, that's why Rico ain't never in jail over here. He know.
And I'm never gonna go. I'm tapping in with the politicians already. As soon as I can.
So.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I think
man.
for the most part, obviously, and I get the Dominican pride. As a matter of fact, I was arguing with somebody the other day, and again, I don't do the whole me no Black, you got to be Black. I think that's weird shit, and again, like I said, as a regular African American FBA, ADOS, all that weird shit they keep coming up with. I'm like, first and foremost, okay, we're African Americans. We are of African descendants in America. But Black people exist outside of America. They exist in the Caribbean, they exist in Africa, they exist all over the world, in Europe. So are they like basically? Here's the funny thing about it is, man. Well, and this is the part that, and I did say this though. This was the one thing I said because John always bring this shit up. I'm like, I'm tired of talking about Dominicans and their race. I don't give a fuck. First of all, Dominican is not a race, but whatever. It's a nationality, but fuck it. I don't even care. Y'all can be polka dot for all I care. I really don't care, right? But the fact of the matter is, I said, I don't accept the premise. I think y'all foreign minister said, we don't see race. And I was like, no, that's not true. Because y'all call motherfuckers Chino. So if you call somebody Chino, that means you see them. They look Asian, right? And my point is, I didn't know until I was watching the other day that the superintendent of the whole police of the whole island, he's Chino. I was like, whoa.
What
Are
you mean?
fucking
Like,
serious?
Like the chief?
The chief, yeah, the national police director of the whole, because I didn't realize, like in Constanza, they have like this, and Manuel, and you let me know if I'm correct or not. They have this Japanese community that's been there damn near 100 years.
Forever, yeah.
Somebody's gonna take you to Santo Domingo. I'm like, so they got Asian Dominicans. Don't tell me they don't see color because they call them all Chino. They're
but they don't.
Yeah, but that comes, John, Rico. That comes from. We say, well.
But y'all see him, right? Y'all call him Chino. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but we call him Chino is because that's
why you don't call him Dominican?
They're Chinos because they're Chinese.
Why you don't call them Dominican?
They were born in Dominican.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're born to see me. I don't call you.
They're Dominican. They're Dominican.
They're Dominican Chinese.
See?
But they still.
You see, no, Junior, but you see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, no, but the reason we call them Chinos is because they're Chinese. So that's the nickname.
But they're Dominican.
They still Chinos, though.
No! You see what I'm saying?
We still do the same thing in America. I feel you, though.
Man, well, you see what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so if you can be Dominican Chinese, you can be Dominican Black, you can be Dominican White, you can be Dominican everything else. And that is the truth.
Yeah.
But when it comes to everybody else, you just call them Dominican. So I was like, but why?
But Chinese is a nationality, right? It's not a race.
No, it's if you're from China.
All right.
Yeah, but the
all
Chinese
not from China.
Because their parents.
But but Manuel, if you're Dominican from Japan, you don't say Dominican Japanese, you say Chino.
Yeah. Anyone from Asia in the Dominican Republic, you could be from Philippines. If you have these features, if you have the eyes like this, you're Chino.
That's my point.
Hey, no, listen, Rico. It's funny that you say that, right? Because we have Dominicans, right? They're black like us.
Yes.
With Chinese eyes, and we call them Chino because of the nickname because of his eyes.
But my point is, so if you see someone who's Dominican, it's like, okay, this motherfucker is damn near look African, Haitian, whatever. I know some Dominicans who look Haitian. They get accused of being Haitian, like, but they're like, no, me Dominicana. I'm like, but you're black. Right? No.
But Rico, I have friends in the States that didn't know I was Dominican. We knew each other for 12 years.
And they called your ass black.
Exactly.
Exactly. Because they see you.
You won't know I'm Dominican.
Right. No, but listen. Because what I'm saying is in the world, we go by what we see.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that it doesn't take away your Dominicanness. It's the fact that when you get in the world, and I always tell people, like, people generally identify, not that you're not Dominican. I'm American. I'm biracial. But I know when I walk out into the world, they see a black man.
Yeah.
I literally did my DNA test. I'm gonna do a fucking live about it. I'm 39%. I got some European shit. Why don't I get to claim that? I can if I want to, but I'm gonna look stupid sitting there saying I'm Scottish because I got 2% Scottish. Y'all gonna look at my fucking face and laugh at me. Why?
Right.
Why y'all laughing? What's so funny? I got 2% Scottish. Fuck it, call me a white man.
He's white in the
I look
inside.
stupid, right? Do I not look stupid?
But if Manuel goes to America, they gonna call Manuel black.
Manuel has some European.
I am black.
No, Manuel.
Really?
Manuel.
Well, can I say this?
Manuel's high yellow. He's high yellow.
If you're Manuel, we're gonna get
Well, can I say this?
Manuel, we're gonna
That's
get
your
DNA test. We're gonna get your DNA test. And when you find your European, I want you to walk around the island claiming you're European.
We're gonna do a DNA. We're gonna pay for Manuel. We're gonna pay for Manuel DNA test, and if we pay for it, Manuel, would you put it on the Dominican Route Family channel?
Yeah,
why not? I don't have any problem with that.
Right. That's all I'm sitting there saying is like it just was something that popped. And I was like, this shit is weird. So again, it's not a Dominican thing.
Easy was gonna say something. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Easy.
Somebody I work with, I said, we were talking, and he said, I thought he was black. He said, no, I'm Dominican. Like I said, that's in New York. I've been to a Dominican bar, and we're having a good time, and I think I started playing music, and the owner was like, this is a Dominican bar. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm just wondering, because sometimes the Dominicans over here will let you know, I'm not one of you. And they get offended when you call them outside of Dominican, even if they look black.
But
or you call them Puerto Rico.
All Dominicans don't think like that though.
No, it's not an all thing. This is.
I just said that though, John.
Right.
Yeah, you said that. I'm just kind of coming back on what you said. I'm not saying you said that. I'm just.
You're right.
But part of it is this is like having this conversation going back and forth. We were talking about the situation with older people with younger people, just all these different things. And at the end of the day, we got our haters out there. KM123. So KM123, you did a clip of us the other day, and I'll be honest with you, like,
man, we getting paid. I'm getting.
No, all I'm saying is you're weird as fuck. But I'm just sitting there saying is some things I like what you're saying, and I try to support you, but I can't because you're really weird. But the fact of the matter is, some of what you're saying is true and factual and makes sense, but you don't have an open mind enough to listen to the fact of what someone else is saying. You think you always talk about black people wish they was Latino. I'm like, first of all, fucking Latino's not even a race. Black really isn't a race, but we accept it based on what 1,000 years ago when they identified the 4 races. Okay. And Latino, Hispanic was not one of them. Okay.
I want to answer Rick James' question real quick.
Go ahead.
Rick James, no, the Chinese Dominicans, they don't date outside their race here. They don't. They stay within their own
their community.
Even though they're born in Dominican Republic, they stay within their own.
But again, they've been here for almost 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead.
And
they just
got, not for nothing, I just want to bring this up. They just got indicted because they weren't paying taxes. They were running businesses. A lot of them.
They running shit as far as the store.
And they just got busted.
Oh, and they go.
Yeah, they gotta pay. They have to pay a lot of money now, but it's not all of them. It's just some of them.
Some of them.
And Manuel,
it's a Chinese mafia.
They're gonna grease some palms, and they're gonna keep it moving.
Well, I know it went public, so I don't know how that's gonna end up, but they're gonna have to pay because.
Well, let me ask you this.
This is not police. This is like the government. It's
sure.
What we call, if you call it the IRS, we call it here the hey, yeah.
Okay,
so
let me ask you this. Okay, so and I remember because I told you people don't think I'm I'm always doing Dominican Today. I'm always reading Dominican newspapers because I'm like, I fucking got a home there. I want to know what's going on. So I seen all that. And the Dominican stores have been bitching and whining about how the Chinese have been getting away. And I'm like, watch what these motherfuckers do. I already know what they're going to do, right? Because I already know they crafty as shit. I'm like, okay, so the problem in the DR is most of the products are sourced from where? China. Pretty much, it's an island. And as an island, most of the things that's produced, other than the food, comes from where? Outside the island. You're not getting it from the U.S. You're getting cars from the U.S., but like normal blinds,
most Chinese cars coming from here to a lot of Chinese cars.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that probably the majority of the goods that's being manufactured or the goods that's being bought and sold in the country. I told you about the shitty lights I had. Chinese. Chino. That's all they ever talk about. Chino this, Chino that, Chino.
Some of that stuff is good. Some of it depends.
And a lot of it is shit. It's like 50-50.
Yeah, it depends when you go. Because
and guess what? In the States, we wouldn't buy that shit, most of it. Some of it we would get from Amazon, but like some of it we wouldn't. So it's like, I buy a lot of Chinese shit. Anything I get off Amazon probably is Chinese manufactured. But
let me read this comment. Dr. HP says black became a considered race in the 19th century as a way to further demonize African lingo that result from slavery.
Lineage. Right. Yeah, it did.
Lineage.
Yeah, it did.
Can I talk about? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was going to say something about the manufacturing. Guess who has a very good or average or above average manufacturing in their small country, but don't get credit for it?
Who's that?
And it's right next to the Dominican Republic. Haiti. Nobody talks about it. Levi jeans are made in Haiti. The richest or the second richest man, his name is Bengio. He is Jewish, white. He came here, his parents came here before the Holocaust in the 1930s or 20s, and he makes his money off of manufacturing. So how can he make his money off of manufacturing in the U.S.? I mean, in Haiti, unless he's doing the manufacturing in Haiti.
Right. Yeah. Hey,
but they never get credit for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I already know it, brother. I'll say this. I was in Puerto Plata yesterday, and I passed by a factory, and it says Swisser Sweets. They make Swisser Sweets here in the Dominican Republic. When everybody roll their weed up in, it says,
wow.
It is huge.
But they're actually regular cigars. People just use the leaf to smoke.
Okay.
But they're regular light cigars because they have a filter on them and everything.
I got you.
Yeah, that's a pro. That's a pro speaking. That's a professional. That's a professional roller.
And Manuel, ask him how much it cost you.
Nah, I still regular cigars now.
1,000 pesos.
Hey y'all, I want to thank you. I know it, man. But Nestle Waters and Swisher Sweets are here in the Dominican Republic, and they probably pay those people little to nothing. But
look.
That's what's
never
that.
leave home without one.
In case of an emergency.
Always have a smoke.
Hey y'all, it's always good having a mixed panel of Dominicans and Americans really talking about stuff, and that balances stuff out. So I want to thank you, Junior, Manuel, Easy, and Rico. It really helps out, and it really wouldn't look good just a whole bunch of Americans over here talking about, I believe Dominicans do this and I believe Dominicans do that. No, let's get it from the horse's mouth, and I appreciate you guys. Next week we're talking about Haiti, And do we believe that Haiti should be given $200 million for all of the stuff, all of the money that the French took from Haiti? So we'll
All
be
right,
talking
so
about
next
that.
week, make sure you don't show up.
Manuel,
Make
they
sure
called
what?
us horses.
Make sure
Manuel.
next week you don't show up.
Why you say that?
What was that, Junior?
I said they called us horses. The horses.
Horses?
Mouth.
What?
The horses.
No,
Yes, coach.
no, horse. No. Manuel, you understand when you get it from the horse's mouth.
no, I
you
know, I
Horse
know.
mouth. Get it from the
I know
horse
if you
mouth.
I just realized that.
what does that mean, Manuel? When you
They
when you
get it from the
that-
horse mouth. Whatever
horse
she
like
says. Whatever she says.
horses. Man, shut up, Rico. Do you know what it means when you get something from the horse's mouth, like like riding a horse?
What's her name?
Shut up, man.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm sure you're gonna tell me now. Go ahead.
All right, when you get something from the horse's mouth, easy. Explain it to him, please.
Nah, he asked you. Come on,
When you get
radio.
that's what you are getting directly from a person, that person. That's what that means. Like the horse's mouth. It's not a bad jet. Well, Junior know what it is. Junior just trying to be funny.
Yeah, no. I was just, you know me. I'm a clown.
That's getting it
Yeah,
directly
Well, listen.
from that source.
from the
Listen, now that I got a Dominican bank account, so what happens when I come here, we can all get together, have a barbecue outside, and I'm gonna get a bunch of beers, some good cuts of meat, and some barbecue, and we're gonna barbecue. I don't want to hear any excuses. So that means you're gonna have to fly, swim, or jump over there, Rico, and bring yourself
borrow a
over
few dollars?
next time I sneak in.
Can I
Listen,
borrow
all
a
you
few
gotta do is show up, and I got you.
No, let me know when you. No.
Listen, Rico, I got you.
Let me know next time you coming. I'm gonna make it a date. I guarantee you, I'm coming.
And I'll let you know when
I'm
coming to New
gonna
York.
tell you, I like to sneak into the country. I sneak into the country, so
But goddamn, you need to let me know when you sneaking.
no, I feel you. What I'm saying is, I don't announce it on social media.
No, don't announce it on social media. Just
No.
between me and you, you know how to
Real-
find me.
Yeah, I'll let all of us here know. I'll let John know, and he can go. He can let everybody else know.
Yes.
Tell them to
Me
send a
and
smoke
Junior.
signal.
Hey, Junior, we going to where we going to China tomorrow Sunday?
Yeah, Barrio
Chinatown.
Chino. El Barrio Chino.
Chinatown.
Sunday.
Chinatown.
Manuel, are you going to meet us there? Me and Junior and
Are
you.
you
wanna meet
guys
us
going to the food festival? Is that for the food festival
Yeah,
that they do?
Chinatown. We're going to Chinatown.
But they do like a food
Yeah, the
stuff,
food
like
festival.
different kinds of food. Yeah, food festival, right?
Yes.
When's that
Video.
happening? When?
Friday. They do it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But Friday they do it. From
Are you
6:30 to 10
are you guys
p.m.
doing Friday?
No, let's.
Junior,
I'm waiting
are you guys
Sunday
going for-
morning?
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, so we can do breakfast.
You gotta go.
Yeah,
you gotta
John,
to
you
church,
should go.
You gotta go to church Sunday morning, Manuel.
You ain't going to church. Fuck you.
Who,
talking
me?
about?
Church?
I went to church today, John. As a matter of fact, I went to church today, and I went to a Korean church.
What you got
But
lost? You got lost?
no. I went after work till the top fit. This guy, Rico you always got a nice little comeback. Yo, Amanda. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. Emmanuel. I would like
Yes,
to
sir.
know what are like the top 5 businesses in the Dominican Republic, and what are the top 5 needs for new businesses in the Dominican Republic. Because I've been looking it up myself, and I've seen some interesting stuff. Most people want to go there and build a bar. I'm talking about most Americans I meet. They want to build a bar or something close to a bar. And I'm saying I've seen other things which I think are needed and more lucrative than a bar.
Manuel already told me, but but go ahead, Manuel. I know one business.
Well,
that's
I
gonna
think
probably-
a business that you should not do is a restaurant. It takes a lot of fucking work to run a restaurant. Time. You'll always be tired. Don't invest your money in a restaurant unless you are like a chef or you have experience doing restaurant stuff. But I think lucrative business is the one I told you about. But you need a lot of money to do that, John. The one I told you. Like you need serious money to get started. Yeah, with the cabañas and motels and shit. Yeah, you need some money for that. Yeah.
It's easy money.
Bucks.
Yeah.
One of the places I think somebody can make a killing in the Dominican Republic is in construction with certain niche jobs. If you have a certain like electrician and you speak Spanish, of course, and you're willing to learn, somebody could come over there and really make a killing with electrician and even carpenter. That's one area that I see somebody can make a good deal of money in, even with electrical supply.
I agree, but they have to know how to speak Spanish.
Yeah, they have to know.
Exactly, especially with that. The other thing I see is supply, beauty supply, supply.
I agree.
If you could get that connection between Dominican Republic and America to supply beauty products at the right proper price to the Dominican Republic, woo! What is it?
Right now, he's got them locked too.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Where are they getting that product from? You see, what I'm saying is
from they connection.
Exactly. So if you could get that from a connection in America or somewhere closer by than shipping it from China,
yeah, that'd be tough.
You can undercut them. You can undercut them.
All right. So Sunday, Manuel is gonna be with me and Junior. Is that okay? That's Manuel. You gonna meet us there?
Yeah, next Sunday.
Sunday, yeah, early.
What do you mean early? You want me to wake up early on Sunday?
You know me, I'm an early bird. I get that worm easy. I'm saying like what, like 8:30? Because I like to get there before it gets packed. I don't like to be in crowded places.
What are we doing there? What are we doing there? We're asking questions. What's going down over there?
Yeah, we'll ask questions. We'll ask the local Chinese, about their dishes, their food, and Well, most of them talk Spanish, so.
Would I get in trouble if I say, "Excuse me, Chinese man"? If I say that, what would happen?
No, you have to say China. Yeah, you gotta say China or Chino in Spanish. They're used to that. Yeah.
Is that if I walk?
There was a Korean.
Yes.
You know what's a pica pollo, right? Pica pollo. That's the there was a Korean girl. She had a pica pollo next to my house. Everybody called in China. China. She goes, no, I'm not from China. I'm Korean. And but China, I told her, look, you have to chill. Everyone is gonna call you China. Just relax. Sit back and relax.
Gotcha. So on Sunday, if I say "Excusame, China," I'm not.
Yeah, she's gonna. Nah, she's gonna be okay. Nah.
Okay.
She's gonna laugh.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not.
Yeah, look, guys, let me say goodbye. I have to go now, John. Yeah, I have a female visitor here, so I need to take care of that. All right. All right, guys.
Send us a picture or it's not real. I don't believe you. Send me a picture. I don't believe you.
She's semi-naked here.
Enjoy yourself. Thank you again, sir.
Hey, yes, I'll text you on Friday.
All right. Yeah. Take care, Rico. Respect.
Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, Easy. You take care. Junior, take care, man.
Thank you.
Take care.
Right, guys.
Have a good night.
All right,
Wonderful live, y'all. Shout out to the entire Dominican Route family, everybody, all the 75 people that was on. Everybody have a good night. Love y'all. Take care.